Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. You just turned 60. What the hell do you do? Milestone birthdays. Yay. Tonight on Whiskey Business. Hi, I'm Dieter Trebotis, and welcome back to Whiskey Business, the podcast not so much about whiskey as it is one with whiskey. Our first podcast since our most excellent. I give nothing but praise and kudos to the three of you for putting together a magnificent Halloween episode at Echo Spirits.
I didn't do shit.
Yeah, you did. You did. You both have a connection to Cindy Riggs, who was amazing.
That's right.
Who was amazing.
I did say, what about Sydney Riggs?
Yes, you guys put that. You guys had that
since then,
and then you went and had a personal consultation.
Oh yeah,
yeah. Oh no shit.
We talked about Sheila, who was my spirit guide.
Man, I'm due for a personal consult. Were you pleased with the overall consult?
Yeah,
secure.
She taught me how to
about
communicate with Sheila.
Where can you find out about this? What podcast?
At the Halloween podcast, our last podcast.
No. Wait, your podcast, you talked to her again about Sheila.
Oh, thanks, John.
It's supposed to be a smooth segue there.
I'm glad to see that the self-promotion, the lack of it, doesn't exist right here on Whiskey Business. It also exists in our other ventures as well.
Perfect segue, right?
I know.
Oh, thanks, John. I talk about it in my new paranormal podcast, The Empty Coffin.
Yeah,
there you go.
Available wherever you find your favorite podcasts.
Yeah, I'm due to have a consult with her as well. She did the tarot cards that night, and I was pleased with that. And I figured, don't push it.
I meant to ask you what you say. Did you get any good news?
Nothing.
Okay.
Didn't say anything.
All right. Okay.
Uh-oh, that means it's something.
Nothing to talk about.
He's dancing.
But it was a good show.
It was a good show.
Yeah.
And I was going back to my original thank yous, because you guys are responsible for sending.
Thanks.
You, Hansberry, did all the legwork with Echo Spirits. Joe and Nikhil were great hosts. And I think everybody there had a great time. Yeah. That is available as we speak, both audio and on YouTube. If you haven't checked it out, do so. And tonight, every once in a while on Whiskey Business, we just like to sit down with the four of us. And I thought this would be a good one because I realized that this was a very important year, starting with Hansberry, who turned 40 this year.
40.
Yep, 40.
How do you walk around?
Yeah. And then Chip, we'll come back to Chip here in a second because I want details. Chip just turned 60.
Yeah.
John Whitney, in just a couple of weeks, will turn 60.
Yes.
And I turned the Medicare age, 65, back in April.
Right.
Being the
I didn't know when your birthday was. It just flew by.
It was April. It was in April.
Yeah, but did you go?
My birthday's close to his.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dino keeps his on the download.
Yeah.
Well, this one was on the download for me this year. 65 is a milestone birthday, much like 60, and 40.
Yeah. What?
But thankfully, we were shooting the film during my birthday,
right.
so it just kind of slid on by, which was perfectly fine with me.
Yeah, I'm sure you were busy that week, right?
That was perfectly fine to let 65 fall by the wayside.
Yeah, but if you had a good AD, they would have brought a cake or something.
They were nice, sang happy birthday, and then we moved on. But that's not the point. That's not the point. The point is, I thought that the topic itself, milestone birthdays, where you're at 60 or 40, because 40 is a big one too.
It's bigger than I thought
you
it was,
imagine, and 65 for that matter. So,
before we get started, though, we need some business.
What's that?
We need the business.
No, the business. Oh yeah,
the business.
The business.
Hey,
Give it the business.
Keep us good. Yeah.
That's right. Thanks to Evergreen.
I just like to dive in, man.
Evergreen Podcasts. They're our parent network, evergreenpodcast.com. They have like 400 episodes, different podcasts.
Yeah,
I didn't realize that many. So
401 now with yours.
401 now. So go check it out. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for subscribing on your favorite podcasting app, whatever that
Hang
might
on
be.
one second.
There it was.
Good pop.
Rate and review. Follow us, whatever, wherever. Chip, go ahead, buddy.
You get the first one, buddy.
We are on Instagram. We're on YouTube. Whiskey Business with Dino Trebotis is the YouTube channel, and John puts up unedited videos of the podcast. Make sure you smash that subscribe button.
Subscribe.
Click the bell button. You'll get a notification every time that we drop something new.
Yeah.
That's about all I
You
got.
did it.
And our guest bottle is courtesy of one Chip Cassell. It is a bottle of Noah's Mill, which I come to find that John Whitney purchased for him for his
my birthday.
60th birthday.
I knew I was going to bring it to the party.
Let me tell you something. He stepped up.
Oh yeah.
This is a Willet product. It's kind of difficult to find.
It's one of my favorites.
It's one because
It's a little pricey,
But-
and it's hard to find actually. But there's a couple places in town that I know I can find it if I have to.
yeah, it's good. It's have you ever had it?
No.
Yeah,
No. And his wife likes it.
His wife likes it. It's one of the bourbons that she can drink. So
Yeah.
anytime you can share a good bourbon with a loved one, that makes it even a better bourbon.
Mm-hmm.
I have had this repeatedly, and I'm curious to see what you boys think right out of the
A
gate.
big toast to birthdays,
To
right?
birthdays, to milestone birthdays, and to having many, many more of them in the years to come.
Yes.
Oh man, that is so good.
It is so smooth.
Smooth and creamy is,
Oh,
is,
yes.
is a good word.
I was going to say eggnog. It's the first
Yeah.
flavor. Yeah.
Yeah, but when Jen first tried this, she didn't make a face, and she said,
Didn't
"I could
make a
actually drink
face.
this." I'm like, "Oh yeah."
All right.
And it's up there in proof too.
That's good. Creamy is a good word for that. You know?
Yeah, it is. It's that doesn't have a
was
very
like
creamy palate and a
96?
nice long finish.
It's like 96 or something.
No, I think it's up. I think it's up over 100, isn't it?
Whoa.
Well, and Dino's got Halloween candy, so
Yeah, by
that's
all
nice.
means, that's my goal tonight to discuss these milestone birthdays, where we're at, where do we think we're going, and later on, if you could go back, what would you do? And the other goal is, yes, to finish the rest of this freaking Halloween candy.
Yeah.
I put a bowl out every year. I don't have a good street. I don't have you don't get enough bang for your buck on my street.
It's only houses on one side of the
On
street.
one side of the street.
Yeah,
That's
you
it. So
waste your-
it's a
your
waste of time for a kid.
Maybe next year I might go and just dump all that thing in my car.
Like
You know
drive
what?
by and
See,
I always leave a sign, a cute little sign saying "Don't be hollow greedy" or something.
yeah.
You know, and nobody showed up at all. So yes, by all means, if we can finish off this bowl tonight,
Oh,
man,
shit.
Trebotis lives there.
Uh-oh.
that
that'd
haunted
be a big
house.
because I'm just eating it all day long.
Well, you
He's
know.
chasing after kids, trying to give them candy. Take my candy.
Take my candy, please. So, Chip,
Yeah.
you since you had the most recent birthday, all right. Let's start with you.
Okay.
Did you have any trepidation about turning 60 to begin with?
I was kind of, I don't know. I was like mostly in denial. I think that I really wasn't, like, it didn't seem like it was actually happening. I don't feel 60. you
Okay,
know?
that's important.
I feel like I haven't changed since I was 12. You know, I mean, but what is this 60 business? I just couldn't. I even up until the day before, I was still like my wife was planning the party. I'm kind of like in denial, like, oh, the election, you know, like let's cancel the party.
Yeah, and he was over at my house. We were recording at Keeler, and he's like, "Oh, by the way, we're having a little dinner tomorrow night for my birthday." I'm like, "This is all last minute."
Yeah. I couldn't
Totally
make it
last
because it
minute.
was last
I
minute.
know,
I'm
I'm
like,
sorry.
okay, it's all right. It's okay. I
just-
mean, from what I understand, though, I mean, I'm sorry I missed the celebration, but I'm not so sure. I'm sorry I missed the meal.
A lot of heavy food.
What the hell?
Yeah.
First of all, John sends a big picture of a pot full of cabbage rolls.
Yeah, cabbage
It-
rolls.
Visually,
what it was.
Visually, it looked very appetizing.
Yes.
Yeah.
But
It has.
sense memory for
Yeah.
me, my grandmother used to make me eat cabbage rolls. We would have them every 7 to 10 days at my yaya's house.
They had a bad psychological triggering effect for
and
you.
I hated them, and I
Yeah.
swore when I got out of that house, and I did that. I vowed never to eat cabbage rolls
I
again.
love that shit.
like cabbage and coleslaw, you know, and so
Yeah.
et cetera, et cetera. But cabbage, ugh, I like
Right.
it.
Is that a Greek meal you said?
It can be,
Because
yeah.
my mom used to make it. I always thought it was an Italian
It
thing.
can be an Italian thing. It's a
Yeah.
German thing.
That was
it's
a Catholic thing,
It's
so.
Catholic, yeah.
Yeah.
It's. I don't think. I think it covers a
It goes
lot of
everywhere.
lot
Yeah,
of
okay.
well, yeah,
Cabbage,
right.
a lot of
cabbage
cabbage, yeah,
rolls.
it goes everywhere.
And what they're stuffed with?
A
They
lot of
stuff with meat.
religions.
What they stuff with
Yeah.
with meat.
with like ground up beef, and,
Right.
and I think
Could be
pork
all
too.
stuff.
Was pork in there too?
It could be pork and lamb or
Yeah.
either one.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Still-
delicious.
they're still
they were really
wrapped
good.
and
Liz did a great job.
cooked.
She did that, and she did
Cabbage.
oxtails and cabbage.
You had
rolls.
oxtail,
Yeah.
Dude,
and
so good.
Yeah.
And I
Oxtails used to be like the thing the butcher threw away, and people would
Yeah.
grab the scraps. But now it's like you
so
can't
what
get
was up with the
oxtails.
medieval times dinner? Was that a request?
Yeah, really.
Oh, it was just it's just once she gets something in her mind, she will just do.
So
go
it was
with
her
it.
idea.
So it was her idea.
It wasn't.
I
It
asked
wasn't.
the
a
same
Yeah, because
thing.
my thing is, she said, "What do you want for dinner?" I said, "I'll grill hot dogs." That's what I said.
Boy, I'm glad you did not get your way.
Yeah.
I said, "I'll go out on the grill and grill hot dogs." No, you're not grilling hot dogs. And I usually my second go-to is chicken paprikash. She makes it
Chicken
really
what?
great. Chicken paprikash.
What is that?
It's a Hungarian dish.
Okay.
I mean, a chicken.
Go
It's
on. I'm
really
intrigued. Is it got
good.
cabbage in it?
No
All right.
cabbage.
All right.
You might like that.
I might. It
Um,
sounds fun.
she
I
took
like,
my-
say it again.
Chicken paprikash.
Chicken paprikash.
It's
Chicken
almost like
paprikash.
paprika.
Chicken
Yes, with there's
paprikash.
paprika in chicken
Yeah,
paprikash.
It's fun to say.
Yeah, so she makes great chicken paprika. She took my mom's recipe and made it her own, and which makes it 100 times better, as I've always said.
Now, Liz is a great cook. Every time I've ever been to his house and she's cooked, just 10.
Phenomenal.
Oh my God,
Yeah.
so good.
So you ate hearty, oxtail, cabbage rolls, anything
Mashed
else?
potatoes.
Mashed
Man,
potatoes.
the special Michelin star potatoes.
Yeah, that's what
what
you
it's
call
called.
it.
Michelin star potatoes.
I don't know why is it
potatoes?
called that.
because it's a Michelin star recipe that was in the
So
Michelin
it's-
star
so
book
it
that
came
got
from a
huge
Michelin,
Oh,
Michelin
gotcha.
5-star restaurant.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's it.
Yeah,
Yes,
yeah, yeah.
and
And there's that dip that
Amazing.
what was the dip with the from the
What kind
The
of
dip
What's
with
it?
the
wild
are you
boar,
talking about
the
the,
wild
uh,
boar
gray
dip.
ship.
Oh,
The gray ship.
wait, are you talking about the whitefish?
the
dip?
Brunswager, the Brunswager dip.
Brunswager.
Oh, the
Yes.
Braunschweiger.
Yeah.
Oh,
Fuck
no,
it, dude.
no.
So good.
No.
He
What are you
liked
talking
it.
about?
Oh, my God.
I ate a gallon of that shit.
Braunschweiger dip. I
He used to
people
have-
make Braunschweiger sandwiches.
Yeah.
No.
I used to
That
cut
was
them
it.
that thick, about an inch thick, and put
Oh
them
my
on
God.
rye bread with mustard and onion.
Yeah.
So
It
fucking
actually,
good.
Braunschweiger sounds
Miracle
like
Whip
something
for me.
that actually you say while you're vomiting. It's like you get some Braunschweiger.
All right, Brunswager sandwiches. Down in the go ahead and leave a message there. Don.
Oh my God.
Do you like it or not?
Braunschweiger
Yeah.
dip.
Do you like it?
You know what? And I usually
Yeah.
just unconsciously I'll just put a cracker in it if I see a dip. I know it's a dip. How about it?
Yeah.
I would
Yeah.
have not wanted to have known that.
I had no.
There's other dips.
I don't like them. I don't like Braunschweiger either. But
You tried
you
it.
dared me to
Braunschweiger
try it,
dip.
and I tried it,
And you liked it.
and I actually liked it. Yes.
There you
I used to think I liked Braunschweiger, but it was just because my parents were Miracle Whip people. So there's just like a pound, like a gallon of Miracle Whip
Miracle
covering the flavor.
Miracle Whip?
Yeah, Miracle Whip.
Or Hellman's.
No, Miracle Whip.
So the salad dressing.
Oh,
the
yeah.
salad, salad
Right.
dressing.
So that's why I thought I liked Braunschweiger, because I was just eating the salad dressing, really.
I have to have a Reese's peanut butter cup just to get the
Get
taste,
the taste out of
just to
your
get a
mouth.
taste of something I didn't have out of my mouth.
So good though. It was so
Yeah.
good. And
It
there was
was
like
really
there was
so
like a
good.
fish dip of some kind. What was
Yeah,
it?
whitefish dip.
Yeah, it was good.
It was smoked whitefish from Detroit.
Oh,
Okay,
I
again,
could go-
another
I
thing
could
I don't
try
like.
some.
Oh my
I could
God,
do
you
that.
would have just like
Yeah.
been like
That's like a Michigan
dying
thing,
of
right?
you know,
It is, yeah.
you've been like
What's,
hungry.
what's oxtail taste like? Don't say chicken.
No, I would say like a beef kind of like it's beef.
A beef bourguignon.
Right? Yeah, it's beef, and it's
Yeah,
super
like-
super tender.
Yeah.
Because what'd you cook it like 8 hours?
8 hours or something like that. Yeah, and it just like you suck the meat off of the bone, and it just slides right off the bone. And
Yeah, all that marrow
really
puts the
rich.
flavor in because all
Yeah,
the
the
marrow's
marrow.
in there.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
And then when did the jousting begin?
Yes,
When
the jousting.
when did
The
you put on
fair
the suits of armor and have at it?
Well, this is a clean. It was a clean party. It was
Yeah,
fine.
it was clear. There was no jousting.
Nothing
There was-
crazy happened.
Many turkey legs were had. No, there were no turkey legs at this one. No, but yeah. And then there was a birthday cake, and there was all this other stuff. And
So
I don't know. It was a lot of food, though. I was full. and
Is
I-
it what you imagined your 60th birthday would be?
No, not. I just really thought I would just slide by under the radar.
Right?
like,
Did you
but
want to do that? Slide
I
under the
kind
radar?
of. I just didn't want it to happen. I kind of feel like, oh, now what?
That's my next question.
Yeah.
Now what?
I know it's. Crazy.
I mean, it is a pause for
I
reflection.
remember because it just seemed like just only 10 years ago, I was 50.
Right? How'd you feel at 50?
Like I had my whole life ahead of me. You know?
At least half of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how you feel it to be 100. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, it's
halfway to
coming by,
100.
man. Time is too short, man. That's what I got all this, you know.
Yeah.
It's like
It's come up fast, doesn't it?
yeah. So one of my friends, Tony, she got me this bottle of whiskey right here. I went
Yeah,
to
you
bring
did bring two. This is
Yeah.
from up
Yeah.
in your neck of the woods, up in Lakewood. This is the
Lakewood,
Western
Ohio.
Reserve.
Mhm. Yeah, Tony.
They do a nice job too. I don't think we're gonna
No,
get
we
into
probably
this
won't
one,
crack
but you
into that
brought-
right now
you-
because
Next time.
but you brought the options.
yeah, but she gave me a card that she had printed out all the discounts I am now eligible for. Yeah,
Yeah,
at being 60. So that
At
was very
60.
helpful. I'm keeping that card
That's
handy.
nice.
keep that one because there's a bunch more coming your way at 65, my friend.
I got to figure out.
What's in that
You know
sack?
what I almost got you for your birthday?
Depends.
No,
'cause
I got you
actually
Depends.
did
That
do
was
I think
funny. I
it's-
saw that video. Very funny. Very funny.
No,
That was
but
hilarious.
But I was gonna look up every person who had died that was named Charles Cosell,
Oh my god.
and then put
Wow.
them in a little kind of like a picture with a bunch of them in there and give it to you.
Yeah.
And I found one in Lakewood, and you said that was your
That was my
grandfather.
dad.
Your dad. Sorry.
my dad.
So I'm glad I didn't do that.
No, my grandfather was
That would have
named
been a
Lucas.
severe misfire.
It would have
And
been.
this guy lives right here in Lakewood. Yeah, he was my father.
What are the chances it's the same name?
Oh my God.
I almost did. I swear to God. And I
You're
was
so
just.
funny.
I decided not to.
That's a
You're
good goof,
so
though.
that is so funny.
Try that.
That is so
Horrible.
funny. No, I haven't found any Cosells like that on the, like whenever I've done a Google search. I found out
There's some Cosell.
there is I don't know what it's a Hungarian or Polish. It's a Polish soccer team with the name Kocel, Kosel, all over the place, all over the stadium, all over their uniforms.
Mhm.
It's green and yellow, and their
Is it
uniform.
the name of the team,
And-
or is that the
No,
name of the
that's just-
sponsor?
I don't know.
Well, you saw it and
Cosell.
you didn't
Was-
investigate it any further?
No, this is a few years ago. That
Okay.
when I turned 55, when I did the double nickel.
No,
The double nickel.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, I didn't care. The double nickel, I didn't think twice about them. 50.
I like the double nickel because we had that at a public place at the what was that place called? We played video games.
Oh,
16 bit.
Yeah, I was there.
Yeah, 16 bit.
Yeah.
No, maybe we had my 50th at 16 bit.
I remember being there when we had a party there.
Yeah, it was my 50th at 16 bit. And my double nickel was at a winery on off of
I
Henderson.
mean, it was a good birthday. Don't get me
Yeah.
wrong. It was a good birthday. But, I didn't think there would be a big party, but there was.
Yeah.
It was a good party. Yeah.
Yeah, so this one, it was just like some friends, like, mostly friends I've met as an adult. My childhood friends didn't show up. And,
Although you
a
have a lot
family.
of youngsters there, I think your daughters and some of their friends.
My
showed up,
daughter's
yeah.
friends,
Mhm.
even though my
That's right.
daughter's
What'd
not-
you do?
What'd you-
There's
what'd
a
you
bunch
get-
of young girls.
I saw the picture of all the whiskey. Did you get nothing but whiskey for your birthday? Was it all? I mean, that's a great birthday.
Yeah.
Nothing better than a birthday a momentous birthday to stock your bar.
My sister got me an R2D2 that's about like this big that I have to put together with Legos.
Oh, okay.
A Lego
cool. That's
R2D2.
nice.
So
something
she
to
likes
keep
to
the
keep
old
me
man
young.
occupied.
Yes,
That's
exactly. Keep my brain occupied.
I got you Depends.
Yes, you got me the Depends. Yes. Oh, he came with a bottle of
I had a bottle.
whiskey. He opened it up right away,
Yeah.
and it by the end, I think
I
the
forget
next
what it
day it
was.
was like down this much.
What'd you bring?
What was that?
It was
One before it had
something
before.
key.
Castle and Key.
Castle Key.
Castle
Yeah.
and Key we've had.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good.
Yeah, it was, well, so I show up and I've never been to his house. I've never met his
Still haven't
wife.
been to his house.
Never so I'm walking in and I don't know
With
anybody
a beard. With a beard, by the way.
With a beard.
I don't want to say
An open beer?
No
Beard.
beard. I trimmed. So I look around and they go, "Where's Chip?" Oh, he's in there. He's in there. Did you go look downstairs? So I'm looking around and finally I see John and his wife. So we just start hanging out together. And you were too late. I go, well, better break into this baby.
Yeah, we were hanging out with the I guess the husbands of the female friends of Liz. I
Yes,
believe
yeah.
Husbands
who
of
it
Yes.
was.
female
My
friends.
brother-in-law.
Husbands
Yes.
of the female friends of Liz.
Yeah.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
and I hear the new house is lovely.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Thank you.
It's huge.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I
appreciate
love it
that.
because it's like in
It's
Blair. It's
huge.
like tucked in. You think it would be in like the middle of IKEA parking lot, but it's tucked in this like
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
wooded lot. It's very
Yeah.
cool.
Very
Yeah,
cool.
nice.
And did you guys spend some time in Chip's private place? of his own that he sectioned out, that he was going to section out over the.
I've yet to see a private place.
There's
for Chip.
not. There's no chip space for me.
I say that I know
I
because
know.
I know.
Yes, you know.
You had the
As
best
you
little
know.
spot.
I know
Yeah,
in the
did.
old house.
Right.
Yeah, the man cave. That was
Yeah.
right on the end of the
It's
garage.
perfect.
I
I'm
love
like,
that.
when are you gonna recreate
I miss
that?
I've been kicking around some ideas, looking at some YouTube videos and sketching out ideas.
You
but
got plenty of rooms. There's like
Yeah.
we hung out in the music room.
Yeah, that was nice.
that was cool.
Like a dozen different instruments.
And
yeah.
we played music and
Oh, it's
sang
fun.
and stuff. Even
Yeah.
everybody said they liked our singing.
Yeah, well, that's because it was
Because
late
they
and
were
everybody
really
was
drunk.
drunk.
So you guys were jamming.
Yeah.
Well, I
He
wouldn't
sang
call it
some.
jamming.
He
Today's
knows
your
how to
birthday.
play.
Oh, that's right. I played the birthday song by the Beatles. That's a tradition in the Hansberry household.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I
Yes.
sang it.
And you
for
played that.
Yeah.
From what I could gather.
So there's an actual music room in your house.
Yes,
Just all instruments?
it would be like
It's like a parlor,
it's
Parlor.
like the original.
but it's got
parlor?
like instruments on the walls, and you just grab one down and you play.
It's like the original living room.
And
of
what do
the
you
Magic
play?
Living Room. Well, that's the thing. I don't. Here's another thing. Over the years, I've taught myself how to play ukulele, how to play guitar, and how to play what's the other one?
Oh, mandolin.
Mandolin. Yeah. And
That's
every
great.
time I go and I get into it, I'm into it for like 2-3 weeks. I'm learning. Then something happens, and I put it down for 6 months. And I try to pick it up, and I don't remember.
That's just like
anything.
anything.
I
A
know.
book
It's such
or
you
a
gotta,
movie or
right?
a sport.
yeah,
anything.
you've got to really work at it.
So if you had to pick a couple of things, and
Yeah.
specifically one thing, one goal, one thing at a time that you would want to focus on
Mhm.
as you move forward at 60 years of age, what would you want to? Where do you want to go? What do you want to do? And that doesn't have to be vocation.
Yeah.
If it is, that's fine. But if you want to work personally, what would you like? What would you like to see happen?
I'm gonna need one of these drinks right here.
Besides another drink.
Hold
Do you
on
feel
there,
like you're
slugger.
still ramping up, or do you feel like you're?
I still feel like I'm ramping up.
Yeah, right. That's a good thing.
Yeah, but then I get like 6-0. God,
Nah.
that's crazy.
65,
Yeah,
60.
Yeah.
He's gonna be 60. Don't worry, I'm getting to you.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna come.
Yeah,
we're
40.
gonna come
Yeah.
to
40.
I don't know where I'm going. 40.
Yeah, yeah.
40's a fucked up time.
Fucked up 40s. Is
Yeah,
that what you
fucked
call
up
it?
40s. Yeah.
What was the 60s called again?
The I don't give a shit 60s.
Okay, I don't give it shit.
Oh,
60s. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm almost there.
Yeah. So to answer the question,
Yeah. So,
you had to have thought about it on some level. You had to have a moment of reflection at 60. Now, if you that you could be willing, if you're willing to share it.
I don't know. And there's so much going on. Like every summer, I like to make sure I read books. So this summer I didn't read that much, and so
You want to read more.
I want to read more. I want to write more. That's what I want to do. I wanna
Do it.
write. Yeah, that's what I'd like to do is write more because it's a solitary exercise that I don't have to count on like getting.
You don't
people
need
together.
friends.
Which is
Yeah.
well, that's a good point. As you get older, do you feel the need to be around more people or less?
Well, certainly the quality of people is important to me to be around at this
Right.
stage. Like you guys are awesome.
What are you doing around us, right?
Yeah.
No, there's something to be said for that. It is.
Yeah.
It is about. I noticed that during the pandemic.
Yes.
You know, when we were cut off from all the people, and
Yeah.
and once things started to settle down a little bit, you just ended up focusing on a smaller circle of people.
That's
So
true.
yeah, as I
Yeah.
get older,
Yeah.
I don't. I always joke. I said I'm too old to get new friends. I like the friends that I have, and trying desperately to hang on to them and hoping that the best for them and they stay in good health, et cetera, et cetera. But yeah, I find as I get older, don't you want to go out and meet new people? No,
New people?
no.
New people.
It's like breaking in shoes.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't want to tell your life story again.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Like so what do you do? Like, oh,
God.
what have you done? What do you? Where are you from?
Yeah.
No, you don't want to. You don't want to go here. Just read this. It's a quick synopsis.
You should
You have a
carry
one sheet
around
for all new friends.
One sheet.
Yeah.
carry one of those around.
Here's a
There you
one
go.
sheet.
Yeah. Put it on one sheet.
Some
Here you go.
pictures, previous relationships,
Yeah.
a resume.
I'll put one on a milk carton and just hand it to people with their picture on it.
Or do a QR code. It'll read you a
QR code,
website. You'll have the whole thing on the web.
Maybe we'll have no friends over the age of 60.
Yeah.
QR code what?
Chip, I know that you still have ambition, you still have hope, you still have dreams and things that you want to do. But I've heard you say writing repeatedly, so I think
that and losing weight.
That's well, except for Johnny. Johnny was successful at losing weight here in the last couple of years.
I'm a yo-yo guy.
But I'm with you on the weight.
Yeah, because I saw that Halloween podcast and I looked like some sort of monster.
God, yeah. Depending on,
it's crazy.
I hate some of your pictures. I love most of the pictures that you take, but every once in a while you take a picture of me and the angle is just like, oh Jesus, how did you manage to capture all the fat in one shot?
I didn't know I had 3 chins.
How did you manage to do that? How did you manage this angle that where it's like almost like
the Jabba the Hutt?
There's one picture that looks very, very, very Elephant Man like.
No, you did not.
I am not an animal.
I would not have posted that, and I thought that. I've not posted photos of John because he made me aware that he has a bald spot on the back of his head.
And we all have.
Hey, you just let it out of the bag, man.
We were all in costume. It was a Halloween show.
We all have our streak.
I was wearing a hat.
It's fine.
That was my costume.
Everybody says they don't have a streak of vanity. It's full of shit.
Yeah.
We all have
it.
It
is true. It is true.
That's
I used to think growing up that when I hit 50 or 60, if I went bald, I would go bald. If I went gray, I would just go gray. I could do it. I don't care. But now, I'm like, I'm not handling the aging thing very well.
Well, you're
I'm
not
like
bald or
hiding
gray.
my gray. Nice. I'm hiding my gray.
Are you hiding your gray?
I think you color your hair, don't you?
I color it with this.
Do you really?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Do you?
I'm not fooling anybody.
Well, yeah, you did. You fooled me.
I
thought
it's a
sideburns are
shampoo.
different.
It's a shampoo.
a touch of gray, the touch of gray
something
stuff?
like that.
That's a Grateful Dead song.
You don't have to put. You don't. I can't remember the name of it. It's like man.
Just for men.
Just for men.
So you're not dyeing it.
It's
you're
not
just
dye.
adding,
It's like a shampoo, and you just shampoo it, and it slowly, gradually gives you a salt and pepper look. At least that's the look I was going for. But it's like, all right, it's not working.
I definitely got more salt and pepper in my hair these
but I
days.
like it. It looks good that way, and I wish I could look that way. But
Well,
it's
I don't use any shampoo. I'm just getting old.
If you notice, after I get my hair cut, you'll see that all the gray comes out after a haircut, and then slowly I'll start to get my luxurious brown hair back. Just ever so slowly because I use the shampoo. That's it. I'm sorry. I'm being.
Like I said, we all have a streak of vanity, but I did not know that. That's
it's true. I'm saying. You can tell my eyebrows. The only reason I say it is because my eyebrows will not take.
Why don't you? I would say, do you shampoo all of your hair everywhere?
Yes.
All the different
Not
parts.
the-
Okay.
Not
Not the carpet.
Why not?
No need to. Those
Because
that's not been affected.
That's not just for men.
That's right.
Oh my God, Whitney! I'm concerned
Yes,
about you.
please.
I'm concerned
move on
about
to John
John
Whitney.
Whitney.
How far into this are we? I just
We got plenty of time.
Plenty of
Just
time.
28 minutes.
I'm concerned about Whitney because when I was checking in on you guys on the party, it was like Whitney said, "I'm gonna go home and go to bed," and it was like 8:30.
Dude, I know. I want to go to bed at 9.
Okay, to my defense, I did not sleep well the night before. I woke up at like 3 in the morning and I couldn't get back to sleep.
Yeah.
And so I had a couple drinks in me and I was tired, dude.
Yeah.
That's what happens.
And plus, this daylight saving time is not helping.
I love
December
daylight
5th,
saving
by the
time.
way.
Yeah,
December
December
5.
5, yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
I knew I put it in my calendar.
Cards and letters, kids. Go ahead. And
Cards
say
and letters. Whitney turns 60 on December the 5th.
Fifth.
Everybody need
That's
touch of this.
that's
Chip,
St.
we can switch
Nicholas
to something
Day.
else. I don't want to drink.
No,
all
no,
this.
I want to share this with everyone.
What,
Yes.
it's
it. Don't try to switch it just yet.
now that I poured my second one, you can
Right,
roll back
no,
on this.
exactly, right.
It's Imperial Barton over there.
No, I didn't get back with you guys because I was working all day long on a shoot.
Yeah.
And then as soon as I got home, everybody, my son, his girlfriend, and my Gil was in town, my brother, and his son was around, and we were all getting ready for dinner. So I didn't even see your text until you sent me a text. Are you okay?
Wait, was this up?
Yeah, no, that was recent in the last couple of days when we were talking about
Right.
You weren't responding about doing a podcast tonight. I asked you
Yeah.
another question about something else, and but that's where my head is with you. because you know, over the last couple of years, you've had a couple of scares that you scared the fuck out of me. Remember when your blood pressure went up to like 490 or whatever the hell that was?
Yeah, I had to go to the hospital for that one.
Yeah, I mean, I worry.
I know.
I worry about all of you. But when that happened, that kind of scared me a little bit. So as you get ready to turn 60,
yes,
you know, I'm this is just me outside looking in, like saying, like, okay, John Whitney, he works for a big company.
Yes.
Recently got a promotion.
Kind of, yeah.
No, not kinda.
Okay, I got it.
It was a promotion.
Yes.
More money.
Yeah.
Okay, so as you ease into 60, things are looking better, rosier.
Better. There's a roadmap at least to try to get out of working when I'm 67.
67. See, I'm not going to be done working at 67.
Yeah, 7 years.
That's 2 years away from now.
I'm not going to be rich by any means, but
No.
there's at least...
what's your definition of rich, though?
My definition of rich is to be able to pay my bills and then travel and do shit I want to do.
That's wealthy.
I will not be in that position. I will probably be a guy who's going to be paying my bills and hanging out and hopefully hanging out with my friends, and that'll be it. So I don't think I'll be wealthy at all. I'll just be a guy.
Wealthy in spirit.
Yes, wealthy in spirit. Wealthy in spirit.
Wealthy in friendship.
Yes.
You got good friends.
Yes, I hope so.
I mean, don't you think that's kind of a testament on how you've lived your life when you think about people, long-term friendsps that you've had? We look at you and Chip.
Yeah. Yeah.
How many years? You guys from college, right?
I think we met in 88.
Yeah.
Okay.
About right.
Right?
88.
Yeah.
And look
Somewhere
at you,
88.
still hanging out,
Yeah.
still friends, doing a podcast together.
Yeah.
Edith Killer's Edge of
Forever
Forever
Bar
Bar and
and
Grill,
Mm-hmm.
which kicks whiskey business's ass.
Well, you know, you got to think about the audience.
I understand the audience. Still, nerds. Yeah. Wish we had some nerds.
That's
right. Well, just you dress
No,
up like
it's great.
Spock. I think it'd be okay.
It's great. It's great. It's great. It's a great podcast. It's a great podcast. But you guys are doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when you started to do that, you had no idea that, it was just a thought. But the fact that as friends for all these years decided to do something creative and fun after all these years.
Right, exactly.
I thought we were talking about me.
We are talking about you.
we
But whose idea was that?
Actually, it was my idea.
Aha!
Yeah,
See? It's back to you.
Yeah, absolutely.
No,
we were sitting around the porch.
trying to figure out what would be fun to do because we were thinking about branching out and doing our own thing.
Right.
And I said, what about some kind of a Star Trek thing? I don't know.
Yeah.
Just talk about Star Trek.
Well, because what happened was we were talking about Star Trek a lot. When things calm down in the conversation, we always talk about Star Trek. And you were like, hey, this would be a good podcast right here.
Yeah.
Just talk
And it
about
is.
Star Trek.
It was
Thank
and
you.
it is.
Thank
And
you.
it continues to be.
Yeah,
and it
we-
continues to grow.
Yeah.
I wish you could put out.
It
more than
grows
I
and it
could.
prospers.
That's right. Ha ha.
I didn't know I could do that.
No.
Nice.
That would have been embarrassing if I couldn't.
Right on. Look at that.
What's that
If
called?
I couldn't have done that.
That's the the Vulcan peace sign. I have no
Vulcan
idea.
live long and prosper.
Yeah.
This is the Vulcan. Hey, motherfucker. What's up?
Yeah.
Live long and prosper. Man.
Does he do that in the TV show?
He does the TV show, but I guess he got that because he's Jewish, and that's what a rabbi does to the congregation.
Oh.
Yeah, some kind of a
And because
Yeah, keep-
Catholics do the peace,
right.
Jewish do the Star Trek.
That's right.
Yeah.
So it's kind of the same barrage of questions, if you will. I mean, what do you want to do when you turn 60 and you move forward? I mean, you already said that you don't think you're going to be this, that, or the other thing by the time you turn 67.
No,
But there's got to be something still in the chamber that
I think there's something kind of hovering that's trying to get out. I'm not quite sure creatively what it's going to be yet. I mean, ever since the street where we live, I really haven't done anything, and that was over 5 years ago. I don't know if you know this.
I did know. Somebody asked me about it the other. I saw somebody
Came up on my feed.
and and someone told me that they just watched it on Tubi.
Yeah, where can you
Right.
stream it?
Yeah,
Tubi.
it's on Tubi
With
right now.
commercials.
Tubi and wherever you get all
Yeah.
your fine.
So you can go Tubi. So it's been a while since I've done anything creative. I mean, we did our little thing during the pandemic, but I haven't done anything creative for a while. Part of me is because I've been so beat up with the business about nothing really, no traction on stuff and put a lot of stuff, heart and soul into.
You did
the street.
over the years. You put a lot of heart and soul in the street, and other projects besides that one too.
Other projects as well, but sometimes at
Wars of War.
at what point does a man get broken?
Yeah, Meet the Fantods.
Sometimes I feel like I'm broken when it comes to making films, but I'm starting to get out of that, and maybe I'll come up with something and we'll try to do something else.
It's an interesting concept, the concept of broken. I mean,
I think your goals shift. Like for me, I wanted to be a rock and roll star, so that was my goal. I wanted to make me.
Did that get broken really fast?
No, Come on, hold on. We have plenty of time to dig into my psyche. No, but and then after you realize, all right, well, I am not going on tour. And then okay, well, maybe I could write a song for someone and I'll sell a song. And then now I've just realized that. I like music. Stop doing it for trying to make it as a career, and just do it because I like it. Yeah. And it's more fun, and I can be sloppy, and there's no pressure to do it.
Yeah, like at my house in the music room.
Right. We were just digging around. Yeah. It was fun. It
was fun.
Is there any truth to that? Once you stop caring about something loftier, that's when something happens?
They say that's how it works out, because your mind is free to be creative as you want to be and not worry about what people are going to think about you.
Like, I'm going to write this book, and if nobody reads it, I don't care. I'm writing it for me. I'm going to make this movie, and if nobody sees it, I don't care because I want to do it.
And you're giving me pages soon, I'm assuming?
Oh, yeah. I saw a picture on the internet of one of your books that you wrote.
No, you saw it.
That's something different.
That just proves to me that people don't pay any attention to posts.
What was he doing?
All it is a cover of it's
first screenplay.
It's the cover. It's the book cover.
I've seen that. You brought that up before.
Yeah, I brought that out before, and I came up with a. I looked at it, and I said out loud to myself, I said, blind faith obviously sees something, and I wrote that down. And then I looked at that and I went, okay, maybe back in 14 years of age, that was blind faith. As I wrote this very, which, by the way, I don't know if you guys know this or not, what we're talking about doing, and I think it's going to be fun, is we're going to actually get a round table of people. We're actually going to perform that script, Machiavelli.
Oh, shit.
On Whiskey Business.
On Whiskey Business.
On Whiskey Business.
Oh, okay. First we've heard of this.
And I know.
Yes.
I'm telling you right now.
Okay.
That's something
where we're going to get a round table?
2025.
First things first. We need to get a round table.
Yeah.
We're going to do it on 2025.
How many microphones do we need?
Probably need one of those that captures everybody in the middle.
Oh, yeah.
Mike.
Yeah.
Like in conferences.
But what we want to do, it's because it's...
You're on
so,
speakerphone.
I'll do Foley art.
It's so bad.
No, wait. Can we act in it too?
Yeah.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah, of course.
All right.
Of course.
I want in on that.
Yeah, I want to be a dame, and then when I'm not on, I want to be the Foley artist.
Which I don't even know. I don't even know.
What do you think they're gonna do?
I don't even know if there's a woman in it. Because you talk
It's not
about
a woman,
something
it's a dame.
that's got what was your influence? And apparently, I was very influenced by mid 70s cop shows.
No.
Did you wrote it when you were in high school, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. And we were gonna make a movie.
That's right.
Oh, you were gonna make that into a movie?
We were gonna at 14 years of age.
No
we were gonna
way.
make a movie. Yeah, I was trying to find a camera.
No way. That's great. You could have done it too, because I did the same thing. And we did it, but we made a movie called Kill Game. And it was this action film that takes place in the woods. It was awesome.
I've seen clips of this.
Have you seen clips of Kill
Game?
Game?
You showed me some clips of Kill Game.
Oh my God. See, what it is your ignorance plows through the ability that people think that you can't do something.
You don't know what you don't know.
And then you start realizing what you know, and the other people start putting their 2 cents in, and then you could just say, fuck it. And
that's where I'm at right now.
Yeah,
exactly. Now that I think about it, it was the Kodak. Kodak had a competition. It was for the Kodak Film Awards.
Okay.
I don't know how I
what
came
stopped
across
you from making it into
We
a
couldn't
movie?
find a camera.
Oh,
we couldn't find a camera.
Wait a second. You're the person who always says, I know a guy.
I was 14.
You don't know a guy in Steubenville, Ohio that has a fucking camera.
I actually went to the TV station to see if we could get a camera, and they just laughed at me.
That's
insane.
Okay. They should have given you a CP16. Those were being phased out in the 80s.
That's what I was thinking. What the fuck is a CP16?
Right, John?
I know exactly what it is.
What is
I've
a
used
CP16?
it. It's
in
a
the news, they used to shoot 16 millimeter film in the news department. They used to shoot 16 millimeter film with those things.
Maybe they thought
CP16s.
better than
They
to
were
give a
using
CP16 to a 14-year-old.
That's right.
The math doesn't add up.
For the nerds, it was a single system, audio and sound at the same,
Yes.
video the same, or video film.
And we used them in film school because we had all the leftover cameras from the TV
It's good for on the
stations around
street
at
stuff.
the university.
You know, that's
Yeah, it's great for on the street. A lot of
Yeah.
documentaries.
Well,
these days.
Yeah.
and it's a crime story where Tony Machiavelli, joins teams up with the local police to take down the Mr. Socrates, the big drug dealer.
Dude, we
Mr.
got to
Socrates.
All right.
who's responsible for his best friend's death.
I'd say
Is there
we
a
take
bar
it
scene?
another step further. We do, after the table read, we find a bunch of 14-year-olds to actually perform and make a movie with
way
them.
ahead of you,
I heard.
pal.
Yeah, he's already pitched this idea.
Way
Yeah.
ahead of
That's
you.
awesome.
Oh, yeah, he's-
way,
you
way,
pitched
it.
way ahead of you.
Oh, shit. I got to show you some scenes from Kill Game, man. Oh, man.
A movie within a movie, but we want to first do it as a
Yeah.
podcast.
Like Super 8.
Yeah,
podcast.
Super
Yeah.
8. Super 8 was great because it reminded me of that time when we
Yeah,
made
yeah,
Kill
yeah.
We
Game.
wanted to do a podcast of it first, though. So
Yeah. Good.
Yeah, there's. I don't know if there's any female parts now I think about it.
All right,
There probably
it's
isn't
so-
because you're just a
it's
kid.
so
and you don't know how to,
male-centric. It's
you don't
just
even
like-
know how to talk
I
to
wanna be
women.
one
How
of
are you supposed to have a
one of
voice
the
like them?
guys that just talks like a gal. And Foley.
Yeah, exactly.
But I can just remember the lines. It is so
Yeah.
bad, and yet there's some sense of structure in there. There's an
Yeah.
there's an
Right.
art.
There's character development.
Well, whatever. But it's so funny. Just some of the lines, like I want to help. Tony says to the cop, I want to help take down Socrates. What are you gonna do? And he just says, give me a gun and a badge.
Yeah.
Yeah, baby. Give me a gun and a badge.
And then does he
And
run
they're
away?
Like, and they're like, well, okay, I don't think this is the best idea. I don't think it's the best idea, but we'll give him a gun and a badge. Okay.
That's the attitude you want to have a 14-year-old.
Yeah, exactly.
That's it.
I don't need a plan. I got a gun and a
I
badge.
got a gun and a badge. Oh my God.
Man, yes.
So yes, Johnny, you should start making movies again. God
Yeah.
damn it.
I will.
It was Orson Welles that said, when asked, how did you do that? How did you make Citizen Kane at 24? And he goes, ignorance.
Yeah.
Ignorance. I didn't know what I wasn't supposed to know. And we just did what we had to do.
Yeah, true.
And,
That
well,
was it,
and I know
man.
And go ahead. You
Well, I
first.
was gonna say, I know you're going to get to me, but I feel like at some point I've almost reached I know I'm not to this level. I know someone else is going to criticize this,
Sure.
but I don't give a shit.
Right.
So it's almost like you come back around to that ignorance is bliss. And even though
Yeah.
you know you're ignorant, you don't care.
Yeah. I've been that way for a long time, actually. I don't care. But there's a certain point where you ask favors and you don't make money at something. And just like it's very difficult to
Yeah.
get through it.
It gets discouraging.
I mean, I have an idea called, we've talked about it before, called White Mustang on
Yes.
I think
It's
so.
based on a
podcast.
true story.
It's based on a true story about a neighbor of mine who went to Vietnam, and his dad was told by the Army psychologist that red was a triggering color. And before he went to Vietnam, he bought a 67 Mustang red convertible, and his dad painted it white.
Yes.
And I was in the backyard playing when he came home and fucking saw his car. Not a good scene.
Not a good scene.
Not a good scene.
So the white ended up triggering more than it would have been.
Oh my god!
Would have been red.
It was like looking back as I was like maybe
Okay, so
I was thinking maybe
White
you were
Mustang. No,
Yeah.
but
it was
that's
like
interesting.
1971 or something.
So, but okay, so I understand that. Okay,
Yeah.
I don't want to trigger my son. He's coming back from the war. So, but what? That's not what you're thinking. Where's your story? Where's your mind going in that story? Where's that story go? What
well,
is that
I watched.
story about?
I watched the old man paint that car.
You watched the old man paint the car, but that's not your story.
no,
What's
that's
the
not the
story?
story.
See, I know how you. I think I know how you
Yeah.
think a little bit.
Yeah.
You go a little deeper.
Go a
The
little
white
deeper.
Mustang is a metaphor.
Yeah, it's a metaphor. So yeah, it's so I think it's going to be about his relationship with his father
Mm-hmm.
and about how difficult it was, and while his father tried to put it out there and do something good for his son, it ended up backfiring. But in the end, they somehow figure it out.
They figure it out.
Yeah,
See, that's the story.
Yeah, that's the story.
Yeah.
But yeah,
And you're good at those types of stories.
yeah. Yeah, I mean, I like those kind of stories. Not happy, some fun in it, but not so much fun. This was not fun. It could be pretty deep, actually. This idea, I've been kind of stewing on this idea for about 15 years.
Okay, and I'm gonna share something with you and make a note because you'll have 20 more years to go.
Got it.
Okay. But someone told me about an article that they read, and I think I shared this with you guys before, that creative people really don't hit their peak level of abilities until they reach 60 years of age.
No way.
And
Picasso was about 60 when he really
when
got
they get
famous.
when they get to be 60,
Good drugs too.
the whatever flower has bloomed over the last many decades blooms even more at 60. And if you're in good health and of good mind, God willing, and we all are, that is the period of time that your stuff just continues to grow. And I thought about that, and I'm like, well, that's weird because Down to the Felt kind of started right around 59, 60 years of age from sitting down and so forth and everything else. And I'm trying to finish that book. Yeah, I'm working on another script for adapting a book to a pilot episode. And look, I'm 65.
Yeah.
I think I only have 5 years left, but I'm
Hang in there.
I'm hanging in there.
You kind of get forced into doing that, though, because the older you get, the less physical things that you can do.
Right.
And so you have to basically say, your brain switches and says, this is how I must survive. I must be creative.
But don't you also tend to agree that whether it's conscious or unconscious, all the lessons that we've learned up to this point at 60, even though you may not realize it at first, but they're embedded and they're in there. And all of a sudden, that thing that I learned when I was 52 and that thing that I learned when I was 45 and remembered, all of a sudden comes to some sort of fruition and finds a way to apply itself.
Yeah, the road traveled always informs what you can do in the future.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Yes.
I agree.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I totally agree with that too.
Yeah, I just made that up.
No, it's
That's
good.
good. It sounds like you borrowed from a homogeny of,
I did.
of different philosophies.
I
and
rip
love
shit
it.
off all the time.
No, it's awesome. It's the best way
I
to
rip
do it.
shit off and make it
Fortune cookie inside of a Bazooka Joe wrapper.
Oh, man. Nice.
Yes.
Yeah, I thought of there's my kids when they were really little. You had to come in and read a poem. The parents did. So I came in and I read
Thank
a
you for
poem.
making it 2 syllables, by the way.
Poem.
Poem.
A poem.
Poem.
Yes.
A lot of people say, my kid had to read a poem. It's a poem.
So I went in and I read a poem. And it was I don't know what it was. I don't even know. I don't know what it was. I here it is. I'll read it. I'll say it right now because I remember it. It goes like this. It goes, white lies are snowflake upon mountaintop before avalanche.
Is that a Chinese philosopher?
I don't know where that came from. I might have stolen it from somewhere. I don't know, but
It's not haiku,
no. So white lies
but it
are
sounds
snowflake
very
upon mountaintop before avalanche.
sounds philosophically Asian.
Yeah, doesn't it?
It does.
It's crazy.
A
Yeah.
lot of mountains
So I forgot why I was.
I have no idea.
was-
Where are you going with
Where
that?
was I going?
So you go into your kids' class.
Yeah,
That's right. This is good stuff, right, though?
Yeah.
What do we think about the Noah's Mill?
Yeah. Yes,
Noah's
please.
Mill. I know what I think about it.
This
It's,
is really good.
I said in the text earlier today, if I had to selfish, because Chip said I'm going to bring a bottle, and he shows all the bottle. I go, if I had to selfishly pick,
Yeah.
I'd say the Noah's Mill. But that, that
And I
was
said
like,
my evil plan is coming
and I
together.
didn't know what that meant at all until you told me that you actually bought
Yeah,
it.
you
For
bought
me.
it. That was the plan, but it's a good plan.
If it looks like this, it's got to be good. It looks like a wine bottle, but that's the same font as like Booker's or something. It looks like
It's the same font as they have for Rowan's Creek.
Yeah,
Rowan's
good.
Creek.
Yeah.
Creek. Rowan's Creek.
So it's
Or Queef.
It's
I wouldn't
it's
wanna
very
drink
it's
that whiskey.
very it insists upon how
I
it
don't
looks.
care how good they say
Yeah,
it. I
that's
don't
not
care
good at
how
all.
many ratings it gets. There is something to be said about a name.
If you love whiskey, Rowan's Queef for you.
Rowan's
Rowan's
Oh, God.
Queef.
You're gonna love Rowan's Queen. You know what? I'm gonna pass. my point being, and this is kind of why I wanted to do this particular topic tonight, is that I sometimes sit back and I'm an observer of life, and I see you guys, and I see the potential in all of us, and I think we're getting to a point in life where we have to start to realize and appreciate that potential and fucking do something about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, when it's all said and done, and then we're coming to you, so get ready, buckle the fuck up, young buck. When it's all said and done, is there? Do you think about a legacy, what you want to leave behind? Or?
He's got a big legacy because he's got like 3 daughters.
Yeah.
And I have 1 son, but
children aside, those are your biological legacy that you leave behind. I'm talking about a stamp that said Chip Cosell.
Good point.
A stamp that says John Whitney was here.
Well, hopefully anything that survives from my filmmaking would be seen. And
right.
Maybe somebody will put me in a book about, Ohio filmmakers or something someday.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows?
Or maybe someday John will take all of the videos I ever did and do a clip show on everything I was ever, all those goofy videos I've done.
Over the years.
Over the years.
Yeah.
There'll be a montage sequence
You
at my
Chip's
funeral.
anthologist,
That's right. Really sad music with Chip doing goofy ass shit.
Yeah.
This is it's
so ironic because he died on that
I
thing.
was going to say, isn't that what they show at funerals?
Yeah.
We don't want that.
It's ironic because he died from an avocado.
How did they get the rights to Peace Train?
No, but I'm curious. It's like it's sometimes, and it might be something you're not even aware of.
Right, I know.
It might be something that you have in your possession as we speak that nobody knows about.
Right.
That sits someplace up in a box. That is something you may have even forgotten about.
Yeah.
And when it's all said and done, and you're either in ashes or 6 feet under, whatever the case might be, someone says,
Yeah.
I can't believe this is awesome. My dad never said anything about this. This is great. And that could end up being.
I have a whole thing of.
Your sketchbooks, right?
Yes, my sketchbooks.
And your idea pad.
1989. Since 1989, I did on average one a year. I'd fill one a year since 1989.
A sketchbook.
So, a sketchbook, yeah. Where I it's not only just for sketches and drawings. Like sometimes I delve into. That Inktober thing.
Mm-hmm.
You've seen those where over the years. And sometimes I just ignore it. I don't do it.
Did the Inktober explain that?
It's where every day in October you do one ink drawing, and there's a prompt that is on the list of that date. And they
the fact that you have that skill, I'm envious because I can't.
Thanks. And there's been some that I'm very happy about, but others
I'm
I'm
even draw a fucking stick figure.
Oh well, you're very kind to say that, but really, it's amongst the other peers, it's really not that great. But
How do you know?
I don't know.
He's friends with a couple of guys.
Yeah, I know a few guys. So
they're pros.
But
when you compare yourself to our friend Raphael,
exactly. I've been friends with Raphael forever.
Yeah, you can't compare yourself to him.
Yeah,
I mean he's he does that for a living.
He makes money at it.
Yeah, exactly. He's one of the few that do that, and that's awesome. But they're more than just drawings. They're like sometimes I do storyboards of a scene idea, or I sketch out, or I do dialogue scenes, or I just write journal entries of what's going on in my life.
You're kind of,
so they'll discover that and they'll open it up and go.
You're kind of
God,
making my
had
point.
that thought.
When I say what's your stamp, what's your and that's not something that you're going to be famous for,
right? I think
that's not something you're going to be like noted for,
right?
It's what you're going to leave behind that may continue on into your children's generation and their children's generation, and something that they might say, "Oh, here, these are Grandpa's sketchbooks." And that has so much intrinsic value that you can't even put a price on. Yeah. That's the kind of shit I'm talking about.
Yeah, I don't have anything like that.
Yes, you do. You just don't know it. You just don't know it. Oh my God, how long have you been creating?
I've forever.
Forever.
Yeah.
And you can sit here and honestly say to me, I don't have any kind of shit like that.
Well,
bullshit. You have something.
They need a projector.
Okay.
They need a projector and a screen.
You have stuff. I have
stuff.
You have.
I just don't know it. You're right.
You're right,
I
yeah.
don't think about it that way.
Well, this is why I'm bringing it all up to make you boys aware
Good stuff.
of where you're headed and where you're going.
Let's move to where we've been. 40 years old, Hansberry.
Yeah.
Hansberry.
Good segue.
40.
Excellent segue, by the way.
We're out of time.
No, we're not. We're with the youngster. We're with the youngster who married at a fairly young age,
25.
25.
Oh.
2 beautiful children.
That's only about 4 years older than I was.
See?
I was 21.
That's right.
What?
Yeah.
I was 33.
I turned 22 when my daughter was.
You were a shotgun wedding, though, right?
Whoa. That means she was pregnant.
There was no shotgun involved, but it's no secret that yes, we put the cart before the horse,
Okay.
as it were,
All right.
and then got married.
Here's the carts.
Yeah.
Cheers.
This isn't about me. This is about Hansberry.
Sorry.
Okay, sorry. Go ahead, Hansberry.
I said got married at 25, which is and
It's
2 beautiful
reasonable.
children.
Because we had been dating in college, so that we actually waited kind of long. It was like 5 years after we graduated.
Yeah,
So,
that's a reasonable
that is
age, actually.
interesting.
25, I think, is
Okay,
reasonable.
thank you.
Yeah.
I would now looking back, I would have waited a few more years to have kids. I don't think we did.
They held you back.
Well, no, I don't know. I think it's as we're kind of talking about obviously you get older, you're wiser, and I think like if I would have had 3 or 4 more years, like things.
With no kids?
Well, just of experience, not
Yes,
necessarily
yes.
without kids. I would have been those beginning years would have been a lot easier.
Yeah.
I'm going to interrupt for just a second.
Yeah, go ahead.
And tell you that here's the gift of having them young.
You get them out of the house early.
Mhm. I mean, you do, but there's something about having them young, and as they continue to get older and mature, that's the one cool thing about my daughter and myself, is that we were able to stay relatable for a lot, and still to this day, a lot of years we were able to stay relatable. And then when they do get older, how old are you going to be when they're 18?
Let's see here. 12, 6, 40, 46.
46.
Will be 18.
Yeah.
And 46.
On the way to college?
Before I'm 50, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, and then if hopefully my wife and I, hopefully she can still stand me at that point.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like we're,
Home free.
home free.
Yeah. But at 40, when you turned 40, how'd you feel? Seriously.
I did when I actually turned 40. It was
a milestone birthday.
It was a milestone birthday.
You didn't have a big bash, did you?
Well, I look back and I didn't, but I look back and I did some really cool things that kind of fell into my lap. Like I went to the Sphere in Vegas, and my buddy Jason paid for my ticket. So I feel like
That's nice.
That giant.
Yeah.
That's nice.
So I feel like that counts, even though that was right before. And then
Saw you too.
We saw you two at the Sphere. But we lost. So when we lost our job like a week right after our birthdays.
Oh, happy birthday, guys! Guess what?
Yeah, we did. We lost our jobs on very significant birthdays.
Happy birthday
to
Wah, 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 wah. But it turned out to be okay because I had a 10-day road trip. I had a 10-day road trip that I took.
That sounds really awesome.
And and I look back and I did some things, and we stayed with my sisters, and they spoiled me a little bit. So I didn't have a big blowout, but I look back and I actually
we weren't invited.
Did some cool things.
I don't remember a big 40th birthday.
My 40s was pretty mild too because it wasn't a big deal.
Yeah,
50 though, 50 is different. But keep going with your 40.
Yeah,
keep going, man.
So that I look back and I thought the same thing. I was like, well, that was a fucking bust, nothing, no big. But then I look back, I'm like, I went to Vegas, I went to New Orleans. I had a 10-day road trip. Like I went to Buc-ee's like 4 times.
What's Buc-ee's?
Buc-ee's is
What is Buc-ee's?
Buc-ee's is sheets on steroids.
Oh my god, dude!
Oh, is that right?
Buc-ee's
It's like
is a sheet
Kmart
store on
with
sta-
fucking gas pumps.
Yeah.
No
I
way.
just recently had that at Buc-ee's experience. It's amazing.
Can we find that experience near Columbus?
No, one coming to Dayton supposedly.
In between here and Dayton.
Okay. Here in Dayton.
All right, I'll look for
That
it.
tracks. That actually fucking tracks.
And when it opens up, I'm serious. It's
I'm from
probably worth the road trip.
Oh, I'm
Just to
there. Let's
experience
do it. We should all do it.
It's imagine a speedway with a carving station.
Oh my god.
They have carving
Do
stations.
they sell alcohol too? Booze?
Yeah, I think so.
I
Good
know.
question. Don't
I
know.
think they have
Don't know.
beer, like a beer fridge.
Oh, well,
Yeah,
yeah.
they
But
got
I
a
don't
damn-
know. I don't know actually.
Yeah.
Probably have a beer
Nice.
world. It's huge. It's huge. Anyway, we digress.
Yeah,
Go
yeah,
back.
yeah.
You mentioned Buc-ee's.
Anyway,
Thank you for that.
So that was my. I don't really know what the question was, but that was my celebration. I didn't really have a big party, so it kind of was this like, it wasn't one big moment, and I'm 40. It was kind of this
was
long
several.
drawn out kind of
Yeah.
couple
You milked
month
it.
program. Yeah.
You milked it a little
Which
bit.
is fine.
Which is great. Which is great.
But the whole thing, I guess, about like worrying about it or feeling old, I did not, and only until more recently have I like started feeling older.
Why?
Well, like we're talking about milestone birthdays today. Actually, that we're recording this is my nephew's 18th birthday. The oldest boy. I'm his
man.
godfather. You know,
Yeah.
and like so, I feel older watching everybody else around me get older. Like the kids 12,
Tell me about
kids
it.
in middle
It
school.
doesn't end, dude.
No, it doesn't.
And
It
we were
doesn't.
talking about
How's Kirk now?
20 fuck. Don't fucking.
20
hate me.
fuck.
25.
20 fuck
Guess
years
what?
old.
Sorry.
You know, and you
Wasn't
know
a
what?
quiz, wasn't
Almost
a test.
26.
Yeah, and my nephew is
he's
going to
26,
be
sorry.
50 this year. My
Right?
nephew,
Your
the
nephew's
little
gonna be
kid, my
50.
nephew,
Yeah.
my first nephew.
My daughter will
50.
be 43 next birthday.
Yeah. Oh my
My
god.
daughter.
You're
That's
growing
cute.
old together.
Yep.
Yeah,
We
are.
are.
We are.
She's more of a,
Seriously.
now she's more of a contemporary of yours now. Don't you feel that way?
We have very
Right?
contemporary like discussions. Yeah.
Absolutely.
We do.
Like that's as the older I get, the more I feel like I'm a contemporary with the people that I'm used to mentor.
Yeah, and you're not there yet, but do your kids
No.
actually start worrying about you more?
I think so because they call me up now because two of them are basically out of the house. But one's out of
Yeah.
the country in
Right.
Chile and the other one's in Bowling Green. So
I made the mistake of telling my daughter that I might need knee surgery. Oh my God. You would have thought that I said the worst possible thing in the world. Well, you have to let me know how's your knee, Pa? Is it okay? You all right?
Well,
So-
you know,
she'll come
surgery at
home.
your age. I mean,
At
it
my
can go
age,
south
yeah, that's right. You know,
very quickly.
it could, boom.
Losing mobility, and then all suddenly you fell and you hit your head on the fucking toilet seat. You're
Yeah,
done.
those
I have
things.
hit my head on a toilet seat. That's another story. Yeah,
You got a
but
big
I was,
old
but I
head.
was drugged.
You got a big old thick head. I think he's all right. I noticed John Whitney's flipped his baseball cap backwards. I think that you just gave you about 5 more years.
It's
I'm
a-
feeling young.
Yeah, he's only 55
he's
now.
starting to feel. He's starting to feel the. He's starting to feel the rally.
Yeah,
Turn
rally,
60, man. This is a
rally.
rally. This is a
Let's
rally.
go.
Rally cap.
It's the
It's a
Griffey.
rally.
It's the Griffey right
The
now.
Reds are already out of it. No, but talking about that with the parents, my parents are 74, 75 ish, and I have 2 sisters, and we're spread out across the country: Alabama, Virginia, and Ohio.
Wow.
My parents are in Indiana, and they're having this conversation now, which I think is a smart thing to do. Where are we going to go? We need to move somewhere where we have family. Just because they're only going to get older, and if they have an emergency, or if, heaven forbid, one of them passes, so it just is funny because they're going around. They came to our house. They went down to Alabama. They're like doing this tour, and it's almost like a college visit or college. Like everybody's giving their pitch about where they could stay, and like what kind of life they'd have, and how many grandkids they'd hang out with. It just is really funny because they're bouncing around house to house. I'm like, so I don't know yet. They're not going to move until next year, but I'll let you know. We're in the running.
I can picture a
We're in the
contest
running.
where like your wife is making the best thing ever.
Yeah.
You
We
can
pull out
have
all the
this
stops.
every week.
It's easy to say your parents are how old? 74.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah. See, but
Oh
I'm
my
of the
God.
age like
52. So yeah,
yeah.
1952.
So they're thinking
74.
about moving into a community. of
Well,
sorts.
even just like I think they're even just looking at condos now.
Condos, but it's a community. It's of like
no
people.
yard,
Right.
You know.
Oh yeah, that's
Here's
a
the
big
funny
thing.
thing. I could be their neighbor.
You could
I'm
be.
not
Yes.
that far apart from them. I could,
We've
there's-
always joked that I'm
They
the
always
son
joke,
you never
they
wanted.
they always advertise these 55 plus
Yes.
communities.
There's
I'm
one
like,
in Worthington,
55 plus
Yeah.
communities.
right by
Can
the
you
library.
imagine me in a retirement community?
Oh my god!
Did you-
I would
Now
rock
I can.
it.
Now
I
that you-
would,
now
I
that
would
you
own
said
that place.
Didn't you say that was like the biggest place where STDs are found?
The Villages down in Florida. The Villages is a huge retirement community down in
Yeah.
Florida, and they have a huge rate of STDs.
Yeah, because they don't have any consequences. They're like, hey, I lived my
They're
life.
they're just
I
golf
paid my
carting
dues.
from house to house down there, man.
Don't mind the drip, okay?
You know what they do is they put
It's fine.
loofahs. You know those loofahs that you take showers with?
Yeah.
Different colors mean different things. Like
No.
if you're into like couples, or if you're into like
Seriously,
Yeah,
I didn't
so-
know nothing
so
about
they-
the loofahs.
so they walk around on their
Really?
car or their walker. They have different loofahs
Different
and different
loofahs?
different colors.
What about
So-
different? What about?
Yeah, and if the door is open, it's okay to
It
come in and
doesn't
watch.
matter what loofah. Yeah.
Or different colored tennis balls on the walkers?
Yeah, maybe.
You know?
So I'm gonna get you a 12 pack of loofahs, Dino, and you can
Oh
start
my God.
advertising.
If you see a knee brace on the doorknob, stay out.
The new tie.
Gonna get kinky.
Oh man.
Okay, so at 40, see, it's interesting because at 40, you lost the job at 40. I lost mine at 65, but at 40, when I turned 40, I was at like the
peak.
the fucking peak
Yeah.
of,
How does that make you feel?
It's still 40 didn't bother me. 39 bothered me. The anticipation of turning 40 bothered me. 39 bothered me. 40 didn't bother me because I kind of resolved it all over the course of
I was the same
39.
way, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It's kind of this whole. I've had a lot to think about, obviously, but it's kind of my whole stump about losing my job anyway. Like, it sucked. Obviously, nobody wants to do that, but it was also this like. I mean, it really was a silver lining. Like we weren't happy. Like and apparently now, well,
No,
we're not happy. We weren't happy. We wouldn't be happy if we still had that job.
We would be happy if we still had that job and were able to do it the way
right.
with the talents that we have to do
Yeah.
it with.
Sure.
So
But
I
we were
feel
prohibited.
I feel like really, in one way, I feel excited. Like I just launched this paranormal podcast, The Empty Coffin, available.
Oh, you don't see the empty coffin, you say.
Empty coffin.
Hit
You
5
Killer's Edge of
stars.
Forever Bar and Grill, you say. What?
5 stars. Let's go.
And I was texting with Mark Buckingham, our buddy who used to work at the radio station.
Yeah.
And I said, this is the first time in my career that I'm able to do something that I want to do how I want to do it without a PD or somebody else,
Yeah.
just to tell me what to do.
There's
And
a certain amount of freedom.
And
The
it's
program
it
director
feels
for
great.
everybody who doesn't know that.
Yeah, it
he's
feels
program
great. But at the same time, I realize I've got to string together another 20 to 30 years of something just to keep the house, keep my family afloat.
Okay, but here's kind of the thing, and maybe it's just me hoping the best, but I think these experiences that you're having right now, and if you have the means to make them extend until they're going to lead to the next thing.
That's what I'm
that,
hoping.
That whole cliche about it, for every door that closes, a window opens, or whatever.
Right,
I don't know. Maybe it's the other way around. But there's some
The
kind of
flue
truth.
pops open.
There's some kind of truth to it.
Toilet
There's some
bowl.
kind of truth to it because we had these nice secure jobs in radio forever together. And whether you realize it or not, you consciously put blinders on. There's blinders on because you're just focused on what you do every day. And as soon as that doesn't exist anymore, those blinders come off, and all of a sudden you're looking to your right and you're looking to your left, and you're like, oh shit, that looks interesting,
Right.
and that looks fascinating, and
Right.
I think I have the skill
could do
set
that.
to do that.
Yeah, even before COVID, there were some teammates that they got rid of their department, this digital department, and I remember talking to them, and they were like, "You think you have these blinders on, and you think I got this perfect gig, and then you go like, oh my gosh, they have work from home Fridays, you know what I mean? Like every
Stuff you didn't know existed.
exactly,
Yeah, right.
Yeah. It's so you're right. I'm hoping that this either leads to either makes enough money that I could just keep doing this, or I'm doing something right, that somebody will see it and go, oh, hey, come do.
And the
come do
fact
this
that
for
you're
me.
doing this, and the fact that all of us are doing whatever we're doing, you don't know how it's going to lead to the next thing. I mean, this podcast led me to an opportunity that I'm going to explore more in 2025.
Same. I mean, all this. I met so many people doing this, and the radio show. I mean, you guys. Like, I have so many resources. It was just like who do you know?
Yeah,
and not what you know.
That's part of it.
It is a huge
big
part
of it.
Right.
Yeah.
So anyway,
And then but you are going to have a big bash at 50.
Yeah, I'll have
big
I'll
bash
have a
at
big one.
50.
Yeah, 50 was the big
Did you have a
bash,
big bash at 50?
Yeah, actually,
I'll be
we
50.
went to a bar in the Short North, and Chip got so sick he was puking in a bathroom stall.
Nice.
And he was like going, I'm
Max.
so embarrassed that I'm puking in front of my friend John. And
you turned 50.
if you want to put a mark, if you want to do podcast remorse on this section, just let me know.
No, I don't. I want this to go. I want this to go
Own
out,
it,
man.
Chip. Own it.
I love it. It was Max's Cafe or Deli, Max's Bar and
It was
Grill.
Max. It was Max downtown. Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
North.
That's one of my favorite bars in the Short North because it was just like had a. It's great.
We had a good time. A bunch of people showed up.
I didn't eat anything before I came in.
That's
I
trouble.
just downed all these beers.
You
really
thought
quick.
you had to catch up
Yeah,
for
exactly.
some reason.
And
Catch up will get you.
oh my God, our
Ketchup
good
will
friend
always
Phil.
get you,
Phil Garrett
Yeah.
was holding holding
Aw.
me by the toilet as I threw up in the toilet. I'm like, I'm so sorry. I'm so
I'm
sorry.
like, Chip, are you okay? You're
Was he
like,
holding?
"Oh, no."
Was he
my
holding
God.
your not yet completely grayed hair back?
Yes, exactly. This is before I needed
Great
any of
hair.
that shit.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a good time.
That was so fun. And then years later, I would text him back. I would text him, hey, I don't need Facebook to know it's your birthday, and you know why.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. The 50s, the nifty 50s. Please,
Yeah.
whatever.
Now, 50's actually 50 is the birthday that you said, I'm fucking getting old. Dude.
Yeah.
40s, I was like, but 50, you're like, okay.
Yeah.
You're
Agreed.
you're on the slope going down.
Yeah, I mean, it is the decade before the I don't give a shit 60s because I call it. I said it's the frantic 40s and the I don't give a fuck 50s.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah,
That makes sense,
Yeah.
especially his point of view.
Yeah. Frantic
Yes.
40s. It is 40s are
Yeah.
even
I'm going to be scrambling for the next 10 years.
Yeah,
for
but
sure.
so did I.
Yeah.
But
Everybody
if you were secure in one thing in your 40s,
Yeah.
say a job, there was a fucking shitload of other things that you started to debate and worry about.
I was going to say the same thing. Like the past birthdays, it's like, how's work? Fine. The kid's doing all right? Good. But you come around like this birthday, and it's like, hey, how's work? Not good. How the kids? I don't know.
How's work? I tell you if I had one.
Yeah, right. Yeah, the kid's got ADD. I can't. I don't know. I already killed one of my dogs. You actually start
What?
having this was Harriet died a long time ago.
Oh, okay.
God
All
bless
right,
her soul.
all right.
You'll be
But
fine.
you
You'll be fine. You're young.
yeah, you actually
You'll bounce back. You'll bounce
It's
back.
not
kid.
like let's have not like, when you're 30, you're like let's just get loaded and celebrate.
Yeah.
And actually, so when you're 40, you actually start being like,
You know what the
shit,
50s
I gotta
are,
Get
though?
up and do shit.
You're at a fucking roller coaster and you're going clack, 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 clack,
That's
clack,
it.
going up the hill. And then when you hit 60, you're like going, oh, here we go.
This is it. Yes.
And then when you hit boom, you're like, it's a big rush to death.
Looking forward to it.
Yeah, Dio's right on that ride right now. Oh
I'm
my
on it
God!
Right now, and I'm
Holy
happy to tell you that no, you don't.
Are your hands up in the air or you hold on tight?
I hate roller coasters to begin with. I have a
My
fear.
hands are way
I have
out
a fear
like
of roller
this,
coaster.
man. I love roller coasters.
That's a horrible comparison. for
Horrible
me.
metaphor.
Yeah, because I hate roller coasters. I still think that I'm the guy that's gonna sit in that one cart there where the belt's gonna come loose,
Oh, yeah.
and I'm gonna fly
You're that
up.
guy.
Hey,
And yeah, I'm that
You know,
guy.
Final
I think it's gonna.
Destination.
I know
happen.
you laugh,
And
but
when
hey, it happens.
It does
Yeah,
happen.
it happens.
That's all I need to hear. It happens.
It happens.
Actually, job searching, I saw, maybe it still might be open out there. They're looking for, the state is looking for a
Inspector?
an inspector for
Roller
amusement park.
coasters? Oh,
Right.
really?
There's some state, level
That
where
sounds
they go
perfect
check
for
it out.
you, Gino. You
Yeah.
don't like roller coasters.
No, there'd be
Yeah,
no
yeah.
fear. There'd be
Do
no
it.
fear. I go right. No.
No,
forget it.
Forget it.
Fail.
It's too high.
It's too high. It's a death trap.
Can
I
you
know.
slow it down a little?
And he'd be like, Mr. Protus, it's a merry-go-round. The horses look wild.
Up and down.
Yeah, pick one. Let the kids go up and just keep them there until the ride's over, and then slowly bring them back down.
So now we know that you don't like roller coasters.
I don't like roller coasters.
You don't like cabbage rolls.
I don't like cabbage rolls. And I can tell you this, that as I get older, I'm becoming a little more increasingly OCD because it was bothering me that all the wrappers were sitting on the table. So I very quietly, casually started to wrap them up and put them into this little cocoon.
It's nice.
Very nice.
I did that. Yeah.
Show the camera. Show the camera.
Yeah.
When we leave, before we leave, I'll take them all out of the trash and sprinkle them all around the house.
Yeah, you
I do.
will.
I do.
Drive me
You know,
crazy.
So
I mean, you look at this place, you go, he's OCD. No,
Right,
but
yeah.
everything is very organized. Everything's got a place for everything, and it was making me a little crazy that all the wrappers were sitting on the table just willy nilly.
All right.
So that's happened as I've gotten
That's
older.
true. Dino, so we got to switch to you real
What
quick.
about? So
You're
Yeah.
65.
Yeah,
So my
that was a
question to you
milestone to me. I think
that is. It's it's the Medicare year.
Okay,
You
that's
go
what it
you
is.
go up to age 64 with I don't care,
Yeah,
and then you get the Medicare.
Right.
Okay.
I get my first Social Security check next month.
Oh shit!
Really?
I pulled the trigger a little early.
It's serious,
Yeah,
bro.
yeah.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
and apparently if I start to do something that exceeds my benefits, I can put a stop on Social Security and come back to it later. But for right now,
Well, so
I lived.
Well, do you,
I earned it.
yeah. Do you
you paid into
feel? Do you feel
No.
this old? You know,
No.
like when I jokingly said I was like 12, but really I'm still. I feel like I'm the person I've always been since like my young adult years.
You're completely fucking. Yeah.
In denial.
Yeah, maybe I'm in denial. I guess.
No,
What?
but I mean, physically, yeah. I mean, I've got, as we speak, I got a torn ligament in my ankle. I got a right knee that they say is bone on bone, and I'm like debating knee surgery. So there's certain the parts are starting to fail here and there, but the mind, no, the mind, I think, and the heart is probably in places that exceed where it was 5-10 years ago. But it does weigh on me. The age does weigh on me. I'm on the other side of that clock.
Yeah.
You know, turning 40, if I was in your position, like you said, if I would have lost my job, so forth, I would have been like,
Yeah, you're good.
I can bounce back. If I blew through my savings at 40, I'm like, I'll get it back. You know, the pandemic put a big hurt on me, and there was no work. There was nothing to do, and I wasn't working at that particular time. So, no, I am not in the position that I thought I'd be in financially at 65. And it used to be really disconcerting. But now, not so much, you know, because I'm a little happier doing what's coming my way. There are projects coming my way that I actually want to do.
Yeah, they're a good fit for you.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I mentioned, remember the podcast we did with Man Therapy?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going
There's
to be an
videos of it.
ambassador for mantherapy.org, and that's in association with the Ohio Suicide Prevention Foundation. I'm going to be doing stuff for them.
That's good stuff right there.
It is
That's
good
really
stuff
good.
right there. And not only will I
Yeah.
financially benefit because it's kind of a job, but it's also a job on my terms, what I can do and when I can do it. And, I want to do as much as possible.
But that kind of job is like you get paid to really make a difference.
At least I hope so.
I think so.
At least try to anyway.
It's definitely good.
The situation I'm going to be in is I'll be promoting mantherapy.org, and it could be sitting around a table with 12 guys, or it could be talking in front of 200 to 400 people. I don't know, whatever the case might be. But there's some creative stuff as well, because as you guys remember, mantherapy.org was kind of a humorous website. But my point, I don't mean this to be a plug for Man Therapy. The point is I'm doing something that I'm excited about.
Yeah. That's good stuff.
And when I know the opportunity comes up to do it, I'm looking forward to it. There's some things that might happen with Ohio Liquor in 2025 that I can't discuss right now. But if I if they happen, it's going to be very exciting and fun to do. So, to be able to say that you're doing stuff that's not necessarily going to make you rich and get all the money back that I lost in the pandemic.
But it's fulfilling, right?
But
yeah,
it's
fulfilling
like you
is
said,
a good word for
when
it.
I'm 67, I'm going to have enough money to pay my bills and maybe go.
Yeah.
If I have that, I consider that to be satisfactorily wealthy. I have to stop thinking, how do I get it all back?
Yeah.
I have to stop. That's what I did. How do I get all of it back that I lost? It's gone. Yeah. It's lost. The thought process now is, how do I get to where I'm comfortable and can breathe in and breathe out every day and not worry so much about, and quite honestly, in some cases I'm not completely there, but I can see a little bit better. The blinders are off.
Right.
And I can see things a little bit better.
So now you can see something a little bit better. Jump ahead a little bit, because we talk about the future. What's 70 going to look like for you?
I don't know.
It's 5 years away, dude.
I know.
70 is 5 years away for Dino.
I have to equate it with how the last 60 to 65 was, and I don't see a whole lot of difference between 60 and 65.
Yeah.
Other than the knee that's been deteriorating for 15 years is deteriorated. Okay, it's matured to bone on bone. All right.
Is it a mindset though? Is it like something you just mentally have to not think about?
Yeah, I don't think about it. It doesn't even hurt anymore. I mean, that's the crazy part. Every time I go to physical therapy, how's the knee? I know it doesn't hurt, and it's bone on bone. And the doctor said at the last appointment, he goes, "I'm surprised you're not screaming in pain because you're bone on bone." I don't trust it. I don't think if Chip was, if I had to run across the street to push you away from an approaching car, sorry, dude,
you're dead, bro.
You're dead, yeah. I don't. Then again, maybe adrenaline would kick in,
right.
and I would. But my point being is, like,
well, it's bone on bone, but the nerves are destroyed and
I
they're
don't
not
know.
transmitting the
It's
pain
bone,
receptors to your
when
brain.
they say bone on bone, that just
I don't know.
that means all the cartilage and
Yeah.
everything else.
Yeah.
Whatever
They
the
say
case
dogs have a higher threshold of pain, so maybe you've got just
like
that.
the dog.
This wildness.
Well,
you know.
awesome. Yeah, but we wouldn't be debating knee surgery. They would just put me down.
It'd be better for everybody.
Now I know why this won Best Comedy Podcast 4 years ago.
They don't have hip dysplasia. That's how they always put down the dogs after they get hip dysplasia, right?
I can't tell if this is a fatty tissue or a cancer. Let's just call it quits.
Oh.
I don't know, man. 70. I hope to be. It's kind of what you said, Chip. You want to write. I mean, there's certain creative things. If there's certain things I can't do physically anymore, there's a lot of things I can still do mentally and creatively. And I hope I have the presence of mind and the ability to do that. So
I think you'll be fine because you're keeping up to your physical because you have doctors, and friends that can tell you, you're not looking so good.
Yeah.
And you know what I mean? It's just like you're going to keep up on your physical side.
Your
mind is going to stay tight.
I try to do that. I try to stay up. I go to my doctors on a regular basis, and I've got issues. I've got prostate issues. I've had those for 20 years. And I have. Yeah. So which I'm not happy about, but it runs. To find it runs in my father's side of the family.
Oh.
So,
Okay, there you go.
Yeah, I have.
You got to look out for that.
Yeah, I do. Yeah.
So I'm curious what everybody thinks.
About
I'm
what?
Taking over right now.
Take over, dude.
How old are you going to live till?
Me?
How old are you going to live till?
Oh.
How old are you going to live till? Like, what is a good run for you?
I would, my father was 82. My mother is 88.
That's a good run.
If I make it to 80, I would say it's a good run, which also is interesting because I think about that. I use that as a watermark.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I make it to 80. So I've got 15 years to get shit done that I want to get done.
And
when you think about how fast 15 years went in the, you think about the 24 years in a row I was at the radio station, and that was a blink of an eye.
The perception of time changes. The
It
older
changes the older you get because because you're on the other side of it.
Right, John.
You're on the other side of it. You're on the other side of that age clock.
You get. What about
And
you,
yet
Brad?
I'm okay with it. I mean, it's like
Yeah.
I've been really actually I've been thinking about that. I have a very
It's getting
macabre,
pretty dark right
morbid. Yeah, like I think I
So
think
dark.
I think I'm gonna go early. I don't know why. I just
come on,
I don't
John
know.
Lennon.
I think it's just a better to burn out than fade away type of a deal.
Oh,
I
okay.
mean, I
Oh, you think you're good? You think you're good? Because
I'm
only
not
the
gonna-
good die young? You think you're good? You think you're good, Billy Joel?
I didn't say it. Billy Joel did. No, I hope to God I don't. But
No, you're not. You're not.
I don't know. Same thing. My parents are, like we said, are 70, 74. I'm hoping to get another 10 years out of them. And
10 years out of there. And
so
when you think,
84?
can I live to my, and if you start saying at 40, then if I make it to my 70s, that's 34 more years. That's
Right.
a long time.
Right. There's a part of me that says more morbid, and I'm going to go before 60, but that's not going to be the case. I'm going to go. I'm going to say 82.
82 is a good one. I tell you one thing I think that and it benefits us all, and I read this as well. Humor.
Yeah.
Humor equals longevity. If you laugh in life and laugh throughout your life, you can and look at some of the people who some of the mirth makers,
Sure.
if you will. Bob Newhart,
Yep.
Ripe Old Age.
Right.
The Don Rickles.
He was like 90 something.
Yeah,
Mel
yeah.
Brooks.
Performing till he was. Mel Brooks is still alive.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. But he's old.
You said Al Brooks.
No, I said Mel Brooks.
You said Al Brooks.
His
No,
brother,
I meant
Super
Mel.
Dave Osborne, though.
Yeah.
Super Dave's dead?
Super Dave. Yeah.
He
It's
died
a
about
shame
4
too.
years ago.
Wait, he was whose brother?
Albert Brooks'
Albert Brooks'
brother.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Dave Osborne? Super Dave Osborne?
Yes.
Super Dave
I
Osborne.
didn't know
is
he
Albert
was
Brooks.
related to Albert Brooks.
Yeah, they're
I
brothers.
do know
Yeah.
he died.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
fucked up.
And their
That I
father,
didn't
and
know
their
that.
father was a
Fucked
famous
up.
comedian too, back in the
No kidding.
50s.
Back
yeah.
in the vaudeville days?
I just saw
The
a
Borscht
funny
Belt guy.
video of him with Ashton Kutcher, and he goes, "I hear you're dating Mary Tyler Moore."
Right.
But it was supposed to be Demi Moore.
Yeah.
And
He totally
anyway.
did that on purpose. It's
Yeah,
excellent.
Yeah.
He's so funny.
Okay, and here you are. We're laughing. See, laughter is key, man. Norman Lear lived to be 100 years old. He created laughter. I mean, there's humor. So I believe no matter what the recipe is for any type of longevity past this, humor has to stay a part of it. A sense of humor, and it has saved me in so many times. You know, it's because it's no secret. You know, I've had my bouts with my depressive bouts over the years. You know, I am signed, sealed, and delivered. You know, clinically
Yeah.
depressed in that department, but I've managed.
He's going to be a case study in a psychology book at one point.
Yes.
in his
Now
life,
you
yeah.
think I think when it's all said and done, I think I'll be horribly murdered.
Oh, I hope not. Oh my God! We'll have to solve the murder.
I always used
Okay,
to say.
Let's turn this podcast into a murder mystery. You gotta solve. You have to solve Tina's murder.
And I only say that because somebody told me in a past life that's what happened.
Yes,
to me.
I remember that.
Yeah,
I remember they
that-
told
that-
you that.
yeah,
I
so-
remember
He was
that.
wearing sweats that
It was-
night.
Do you want to go out like
Yes,
that, or do you want
and
to
he was
just die
only
in your
he was
sleep?
just sweats.
Yeah.
wearing
No,
sweats.
On his body.
No.
I'd see. I'd rather go out like in a splash like that
What?
than
In a
Horribly
blaze of
murdered?
glory.
yeah.
No, man, I don't
But
want
it
the
is a glory.
attention. Just if
It's gonna be horribly
God
murdered.
blesses me to
And
die
John and-
peacefully in my.
Yeah.
I do think
in
a
my
lot
sleep.
about.
I don't want to be sick.
Uh,
I saw
right.
my
yeah,
father.
yeah.
Even though I wasn't close to my father, and I
Yeah.
was not close to my father at all, I saw how he,
Went
suffered.
downhill. Went
Yeah.
downhill and suffered. That's what my mom did. That
and
was
I
so
don't want
sad.
that.
Yeah.
I don't want that. I don't want that at all. You
Yeah.
know? And I don't think he did either.
Yeah.
You know, and shit. No,
You
God
certainly
bless
don't wish that on anyone
No,
either.
he was in that little hospital on the island in Greece.
Yeah.
You know, it's just like what I called the Stephen King Memorial Hospital.
Oh, Jesus.
It was just one of those
Really?
dimly lit, just
the
Like
neon,
candlelight
the
and shit.
fluorescent lights.
Yeah.
I was going to say at least he was in Greece,
yeah.
but oh
Well,
man.
in Athens he got, but when he was in the hospital
Yeah.
in Greece, and It wasn't good. And like,
I think a lot about my, I have a paranormal podcast, The Empty Coffin.
I've heard of it.
Available everywhere you get your favorite podcast.
And I heard that they have Edith Killer's at your Forever Bar and Grill.
But
that's right, and you said it so lovingly.
I like to explore cemeteries, so I've been thinking about I want to start thinking about how what's the most bizarre, obnoxious
cemetery
tombstone that I could have.
Oh,
You know what I mean? Like I want to have it. I want to have it designed and ready to go when I'm dead.
I see what you're saying. I see where you're going with this.
I want it to be, I want it to people to see it and go like, yeah, Greg up to his old ways.
Yeah. You just have a giant penis with like wreaths, and people can have a game. You just like toss it there, try to toss it. And
I'll put that in the notebook.
Why does it have to be a giant penis? Why couldn't it just be? Why couldn't it be some sort of lovely standing straight up shrubbery?
I was thinking about a game. Games.
What kind of games are you? What kind of games are you playing?
Could have been a
Throw a ring
cornhole
around your penis.
Hey, when he was young,
put a marker on this, okay?
No,
I'll put a marker on this one.
You could have done horseshoes, but you did penis wreath ring.
So, Chip, how old are you gonna get, bro?
Oh, 97. But my
Yeah.
kids will be changing my diaper.
Yeah.
So, because I did their diapers for crying out loud, they'll do mine lovingly.
Yeah.
See, that's what I don't want. I don't want to put that on anybody. I'm just hoping that
I've always thought I'd go out in a blaze of glory. Like saving people's lives.
Yeah, that'd be
maybe
that'd be cool.
That'd be fun.
But
Well, not
fun.
fun.
yeah,
That'd be fun.
Fun for the history book.
Chip died saving somebody's life. Hey, but he had fun.
Yeah, exactly. Did you see that smile?
Yeah, did you see
we
the
have
smile,
video.
You see when he turned around and he smiled real big right before he pushed the
He
guy
gave
out
us
of
the
way,
double thumbs
and
up.
got hit by a bus.
And you heard that? You heard the fucking his laugh.
Yeah.
That reporter.
I can just see that afterwards. Isn't it horrible? Chip died saving somebody else. John Whitney. Yeah, but he had fun doing it. Yeah, he had fun. He loved that. He squeezed every moment of joy he could out of it.
I sound like a horrible person.
All right.
You better tell these stories.
Fun question to close it up.
Wait, John, didn't tell us your date.
Oh,
Yeah.
date?
Or
age. Because you were asking the questions. You didn't give yours.
I think 86 is probably good. A solid
86?
number.
86 is good.
well, not
86
too
is good.
sad, but your dad passed early. Does that weigh on you?
He was
Oh,
passed.
good
he passed,
question,
He
Hansberry.
died when he was like 42.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
It's strange that you said, because my dad died when he was 58. So when I turned 59, that was, it was psychologically, it literally was hard on me.
With house
Yeah,
money.
when I passed my dad's age, I was like,
Yeah.
well, nothing but uphill from here.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I was like, I'm not dying yet.
Yeah, see,
I just feel like I'm
what do
on
I say
borrowed
about
time
that? My
sometimes.
dad was 82 and he smoked 4 to 5 packs of cigarettes a day.
Damn.
Yeah, just cancer killed my dad. But yeah.
And cancer killed mine too.
Yeah.
But, until it metastasized into his legs, if you didn't know he had cancer, you would know he had cancer.
How old was he to die?
82.
With cancer?
Yeah.
Man.
But,
I'd take that any day, bro.
Yeah.
right. Right.
Yeah.
Lung cancer too.
Yeah.
Lung cancer wasn't like, because prostate cancer runs on my
Yeah.
father's side of the family, which is why I stay
Was he a smoker?
4 to 5 packs a day.
Oh, that's
he
what
was
he said.
constantly smoking a cigarette.
Oh, man.
Constantly. smoking a
Filterless,
cigarette.
right?
He switched over to filters as he got into his 60s, but yeah, for a while
Because
there.
it was healthier.
God, dude.
That's
but,
why.
But,
It's
but
healthier.
for the longest time,
Started vaping.
he would. He smoked. No.
What do they have on the
that's
island,
not true.
Greece?
He smoked filtered cigarette. He smoked non-filters as he got older too, but he smoked Kent. Kent. I remember Kent.
I know
Kent
that name.
cigarettes.
Yeah.
That was the one that I remember.
Yeah. My mom smoked Winston.
Winston tastes good like a cigarette
It
should.
The long gold ones. The gold patch.
Oh,
She looked great doing
smoked
that,
the Winston 100s.
Yes.
The
that's
100s.
it.
What was the fun question you had for us? close out.
What did you do on your 21st birthday? Talk about milestone birthdays. Do you remember what you did when you turned 21? Granted, you were already doing shit that you shouldn't have been doing until you were 21. But when you officially turned 21, what was that birthday like?
I was with my friends in Dayton, I believe. Yes, that's true.
I was in Dayton for my 21st as well.
Oh, nice. And we bought beers like like I did when I was 18. And when they moved the age of buying beers to 19, I turned 19. So I never had between 18 and 21 where I couldn't buy beer.
It was 3-2 beer though, right?
Yeah. So we just drank beer, and I believe I remember puking in the bush, and we had a good time, man. I think I fell back on like we were drinking Goebel beer.
Goebel.
Yeah, Goebel. We called it
Goebel.
Jobel.
Jobel beer.
Yeah, Jobel.
And I'm like, I'm not drunk at all, and I fell back and I broke somebody's door. And but
Have you ever been a good drinker?
Man.
Seriously,
I'm a good drinker now.
No, you're not.
What are you talking
No,
about?
you're not.
You're not.
You're
John.
not.
What are you talking
I mean,
about?
you're
You're
a good
horrible.
drinker that you have an appreciation for what you're drinking.
Yes.
I know when to stop. When I have
No,
to.
you really
when
don't.
I have to.
Most of the time you don't have to because you're at home.
That's
you
true.
know, you like have an awesome setup with that porch drink thing
That's
you got
true.
going on, which is
Yeah.
awesome.
I don't know what you guys mean. No idea.
No,
No.
No.
When I have,
you are good. You are a good drinker.
Yeah.
You are a responsible drinker. I'll give you that much.
He's a big fucker too.
But that means nothing apparently.
but when I do
Still.
decide that I'm going to drink to whenever,
yeah,
not a good drink.
not a good drinker.
No.
What do you mean drink till whenever? Like drink
Like-
till whenever o'clock? Or
to whenever I fall
whenever
over
o'clock.
and fucking break my
So
arm.
when he sits down on what he thinks is a bench and there's no bench.
That's right. I remember that. We were in Cincinnati for a film festival.
Yeah, we were. That was so
And
funny.
we were there, and there was like 4 black people smoking cigarettes. And I sat down and on air
on a bench.
that didn't exist.
that
No,
was
he
not
saw
there.
the bench. He
Yeah.
just didn't. You know,
I
he
sat
saw-
on the wrong one.
Yeah.
There was 2 I saw, and I sat on the wrong one. And they all just like broke out. So this is a big laugh. They were fucking.
We're like,
loving
look at
it.
that
They did.
motherfucker.
They did.
Yeah, it was good.
And there
Good
was
times.
his wife always
That's
says that
great,
anytime he tries to stay neck and neck with you, it doesn't end
Yeah.
well.
Doesn't work out.
Well, I
damn.
could say that about a lot of people.
That's awesome.
So the good birthday, 21st birthday, good one.
Yeah.
Chip, remember your 21st?
I don't really remember, to be honest. This is pre-Liz, before I was dating Liz. So I was obviously a male whore,
Why
I was just
obviously?
dating. Because I was in my young 20-ish,
You had a couple
21.
But you were 21
days.
years of age.
I was
you
probably,
made
I
him
think I
leave.
was, you know what, at that
Was it
time,
Ohio State?
Ohio State, I was dating 2 different girls at the same time.
Wow.
Two
And-
parties.
Yeah,
Wow.
and I really don't remember. I
A
remember,
woman in every port, a woman in every dorm.
Yeah, and I was, I
I'm doing the whole
remember,
North Campus,
I
South
think-
Campus thing.
no, we went to a bar called, God, what was it called? It was they destroyed it, obviously, because that whole short north has been developed. It was Papa Joe's.
Papa Joe's
Joe's.
was South Campus.
Yes.
Papa Joe's was South Campus.
Yes. What did I say?
North Campus.
Oh, I meant campus, not.
yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, Papa Joe's.
Papa
and
Joe's was.
That's all
was-
I remember,
was
though.
drinking
Yeah.
beer
Buckets
out
of
of
beer.
buckets of beer.
Buckets of beer, and
we drank.
I
beer
remember
out of
I
buckets.
drank my
beer out of buckets.
Yeah.
Hansberry.
Like a bucket.
No, and actually,
No,
like
no.
like a pail bucket
Yes.
that you would put a mop in. They
Yes.
would fill up with beer.
So not
And-
just cans of
Yes.
beer in the bucket.
No.
Right.
Actually, a bucket. This is,
Yeah.
picture this being a bucket.
Yeah.
It was
Like
filled
what-
with beer.
They'd
a
put
bucket
tap
like
over
you
it.
would clean your floor with.
Yes.
And
Put
they
a
would
mop
fill it
in.
with beer.
They
Yes.
fill it with beer, and you just take
Yeah.
a cup and you scoop.
We went
and
there,
you
and then we went to
just-
we went to the
Pretty gross.
we went to that bar that was underground. It was below. It
Oh,
was
Bernie's.
no, it was
No,
underground.
it was called the Underground.
No, it was
Crazy Mamas.
no.
Crazy
it
Mamas was
It was
upstairs.
underneath
No, there
Crazy
was-
Mamas.
It was in the Underground. It was the Underground.
No, not the underground. It was
There was a bar called the
something
Underground.
Oh man, I can't remember the name of it. But
Bunch
it,
of old fucks.
it
trying to remember
reminds
names.
me of the bar that the Beatles
There was
played
that
in.
Bernie's was down the
Cameron
steps.
Club.
You're
Yeah,
right.
down
You're
the
not
steps,
wrong
yeah.
about that.
Yeah.
There was also
No, I know the Bernie's is in the middle of
Yeah.
the campus, though. This was at the southern end of the campus, the one underneath.
because
Crazy
I was
Mustard.
actually a bouncer at the Underground.
Were you really?
Yeah.
Okay.
For
No,
like,
this was not the underground.
side-
It was
one of my side hustles
come
in
on,
college.
come on.
If you know the answer,
Well, write it down there
right
below.
down below.
There was
Oh my God, I know it. It was my favorite bar. It was
Apparently
not the
not.
Rathskeller. Not. It was like something like the Rathskeller, but it wasn't that. It was. Oh my God, I can't believe I'm totally drawing a blank. Well, the point is
you
that
are 60.
I drank my fill of beer. I said, okay, thanks, guys, because I was pitching in. They was, no, what are you doing? I said, no, I drank my share. No, drink more. It's your birthday. And they had to carry me home. I was throwing up and everything.
So you do remember your 21st birthday?
Well, now I do. Now that you're like digging it out of me. But it was crazy. It was nuts. And that bar was a great bar, and it doesn't exist anymore. Damn it.
No.
I loved it because it was like we were in a cave. There was like these
the
arches.
Beer Stube, which just recently closed up, was one of the last bastions of
yes.
Beer Stube?
The Beer Stube on
Beer
South
Stube,
Campus
yeah.
was one of the last bastions of South
Are they
Campus.
flattening?
Do you remember that? Do you
Beer
remember?
Stube?
Yeah. Do you remember going there?
Oh yeah.
Oh, was that not amazing?
It was an amazing bar right up to the
Never
very
been
end
there.
here,
Yeah,
which is very
yeah.
recent. Yeah.
What about you, Greg?
21st birthday.
When was your 21st birthday?
I remember my parents came into town. So I was at school at Dayton.
Sounds fun already.
Well, right. My parents came in town, and my
Did you get
sister
some
came up.
Romano's cheese steaks?
Yeah, so
Did you read from the Bible?
we did a family prayer. No, I remember it being fine and nice, and like my sister bought me a case of beer. Like I remember it being fun, but I also remember it just being like, oh, I can't go out tonight. My mom's in town, type of.
So
thing.
they made it a point to come in on your 21st birthday.
Yeah, because they wanted to
at
celebrate.
college.
Yeah.
They wanted to
Inadvertently,
celebrate
they
with
ruined
you.
it.
But they didn't know.
They didn't
Well,
know. No, they love him.
And it was like on a Tuesday or something. So I think the day itself was just kind of like, oh, okay. Here's the other thing that
My twins are turning 21 this
I would
year.
even
by the
say
way.
this
Oh,
to
no.
the young folks out there.
Young folks out there.
You know,
That's you
by
guys.
the time you're in college, you have the liberty to get blacked out every night if that's what you so choose to do. And I did that quite often. So
You went to a Catholic college.
even more reason to
Dude,
drink.
It was UD in Dayton, Ohio.
What the
My
hell?
point being is that I just remember we probably went out that weekend, but it wasn't any special because we got loaded every weekend in the ghetto at UD.
My
So,
nephew goes to that college.
He's loaded
and
every
My
weekend.
sister-in-law is so proud of him.
If you, maybe you pull back, you don't do everything you want to do until you're 21, just so you have something to look forward to.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
So the lesson is hold back till you're 21.
Yeah.
Hold back to your 21.
But
Yeah.
all right, Dino.
The 21st birthday, I also wanted that one to kind of slip on by because I was of that mentality. Like I've been doing everything I'm supposed to be doing. I had a full beard.
No way.
You know, at 21 years of age in college, it was I looked like really long hair. I had the whole Serpico thing going on.
Serpico, yeah.
Very much so. And I turned 21. Like, what am I going to do that I haven't already been doing? I've been, since so as a freshman at Taylor Tower, I was North Campus.
Okay.
We went to the Thirsty Eye, which is no longer there now. It's the Buffalo Wild Wings on campus.
Yeah.
Thirsty Eye, and we went to the Outer Inn, the Northburg, and the library. Which
Northburg. I used to go there all the time.
South Heidelberg. That was the name.
There
of it.
you go.
Oh,
There it is.
Thank you, South Heidelberg. I
South
love that
Heidelberg,
bar.
okay.
Oh man.
Well, we would go to the
Yeah.
Northburg and the
Yeah.
Outer Inn, and anyway, so when 21 rolled around, I said, let's just go with with my girlfriend at the time, and we went to Thirsty Eye, and then we said, let's go get something to eat and drink. We went to what it was then called the Black Forest, and is now called the Thirsty Scholar on Lane and whatever the side street is.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you guys remember a lady who used to play at Schmidt's, Esther Craw. She had
an
accordion.
Yeah.
She
I
would
remember
play
that.
at Schmidt's. All right.
Oh,
And she
I
had a
remember
regular,
her.
and she had other gigs as well. And one of them was at the Black Forest.
Okay.
The popular drink at that particular time, it's so weird the shit you remember, was an amaretto puff.
I've never heard of that.
An amaretto with something in it, and then you would slam it down, and it would fizz up, puff up, and you would drink it. And
Sounds a little sus to me.
it's
Yeah,
a little
it is
sus.
sus.
that was
As
that
the
was
kids
the
are
shot
saying.
drink.
Sus.
That was the fun shot drink of choice.
Yeah.
I was drinking everything else, and I had no intentions of becoming inebriated whatsoever. But
Good.
once I got
And
to
you
the
didn't,
Black,
and you didn't.
no, because I didn't tell anybody it was my birthday.
Okay. Oh, Dino.
The only girl that knew the only person who knew it was my birthday was my girlfriend at the time.
Yeah.
But then word started to leak it started to leak, and then friends started to come in, and they were like, "Fucker, it's your birthday. You didn't tell anybody." Blah blah blah. And one thing led to another. So before it was all said and done, Esther Craw was playing on the accordion, and I was hammered, and I was still. I'm not still. Even then, I was a Frank Sinatra fan.
Oh man!
And I asked Esther to play My Way on the accordion, and I got up on a table. I'm not proud. Got up on a table.
Not proud.
No, yeah.
And you have the video right there.
Right there. Got up on a table. Started singing My Way.
Yeah. No.
And as I got closer and closer to it, I dropped my pants.
No, you did not.
To my underwear. By the time the finale came around, ended it My Way, and then did a shot, and proceeded to step off the table as if I was just taking a step down on a stair.
Sure.
And boom. Right, yeah.
Oh.
Back up! Because that's the beauty of being drunk at 21. You could fall to what if I would have fallen like that now. Woo!
Yeah,
Woo!
you'd be in ER.
I'd be rushed to the ER.
You'd
Back
be
then,
in surgery.
Back up!
Whoa, hey.
Whoa, somebody move that.
My foot.
That was your foot?
Yeah, push this back this way. There you
Oh.
go.
That's a sign.
All right. So, yeah. So that was my 21st
That's
birthday.
Time to wrap it up.
That's awesome.
The point is, gentlemen, as we do wrap up, that here we go.
John always producing.
No, it's like it's fucking way off, dude.
It's way up. There you go.
Okay, there you go.
Better.
Pick it up from your point, gentlemen.
Yes,
Gentlemen, the point is milestone birthdays.
Yes.
Chip turned 60. Hansberry turned 40. Whitney's still 60 to
Yes.
come. And who knows how that night's going to go.
I think.
Yeah, what are you guys going to do on your 60th?
What's the plan?
I'm gonna.
I planned on nothing, and I really, in my mind, I thought nothing was going to happen.
I
was
think
through.
we're gonna. I'm gonna pick a bar and
Yeah.
Any bar.
tell all my friends, and then they'll
Yeah.
come. Hopefully.
Okay.
Yeah. You're
That
going to
seems
give us
fair.
some
That
notice?
seems fair.
Chip,
Yeah.
you're going to give us
Right,
some
there's
notice?
some
Notice
Chip?
is December 5th. You know the notice.
You know
Well,
the
I'm
25th.
asking you, is it going to happen on that day? That's a Thursday.
Yes, it'll happen on that
Okay.
day.
It'll
Gotcha.
happen on that day.
I'm taking
so
off Thursday.
you are already
There you go.
You are already copping out.
Yeah.
Copping out. No, something's gonna happen.
No, you're copping out.
What are you
How
fucking
so?
talking
How
about?
so, Dino?
He's doing it on a Thursday.
That's his birthday.
I know it's his actual birthday, but
That's his
he's
birthday.
still copping out.
Why? Do you think it should be a Friday
You
and
gonna
then
go to work on Friday?
No.
No, he's
Not-
calling off.
No.
Just
All
said
right,
he's
it's
taking
on
off.
then.
Yeah,
all
it's
right,
on.
all right, all
It's
right.
on like Dijon. It's awesome.
I would probably have done it in the weekend, but you're going out of town
We're
with a
going out
couple
of
of
town.
buddies.
Don't do it. Don't change the
Oh,
course.
where's
It's
he
not
going?
your fault, Dino.
Where's he going?
No, I hope that they will make it. By the way,
Who? His buddies?
Mm.
the
Yeah.
two friends that you know.
Ralphie and John.
Yeah.
It's Ralph Scott's
All right.
60th birthday as well.
We share the same birthday.
Mhm.
What? What?
Yeah.
You buried the lead here.
No, there's no
Oh, yeah.
barrier. And we promised Ralph that we would take him someplace on his 60th birthday. And I already had those plans in play before I knew it was Johnny's birthday on the
Okay.
5th. So,
So.
and I was worried I was going to miss Johnny's birthday, but they said it was on
Yeah.
Thursday.
You know, Johnny's, Johnny's
Yeah, Johnny. It's
50th
John
birthday. That time at Max's whatever that is bar,
Right.
the Max's
Yeah,
bar.
Max's.
That was awesome. I never had, even though I threw up, I never had so much fun. And so much camaraderie. I felt like I was accepted for who I am, no matter what, and I was throwing up. So when people,
When people take you as you are,
then
That's right.
you know what I mean. It was like
mm-hmm.
it was so much fun. And John, I remember I kept trying to tell you a story, and I never finished it. I never finished the story.
And now you will finish it now.
And here's this end of that. No, I don't.
Here's the
remember
end of
what I
that
was saying.
story.
Remember, I was trying to tell you a story, and I kept saying, "And now, John, you got John."
I can't remember, dude. That
Remember
was
that?
like 20 years ago. I was half
What?
fucking lit.
20.
I have no
You were
idea.
lit. I was
He
throwing
was
up.
50. You were lit. He was throwing
Dude,
up.
It was crazy. And then, I had some bottles of something in a bag, and I dropped it while I was walking. They
Oh, my
broke,
God.
And all the liquid came while I was walking with you to the bar. Do you remember that?
Nope. You don't
He does
fucking
not
remember that, dude.
Oh,
Why
my
would he
God.
remember that?
Why- Nobody would
I have
remember
no
that.
recollection of that.
Yeah, there's
dude.
no reason to remember that, but it was really good beer that I had.
Oh, my God.
Oh, good times.
Are we
50
done
was
with that?
50 was a big one. I had a roast
Yeah.
on my 50th birthday.
Oh, man.
at the comedy club. And
That's awesome.
It's on that
Did
one.
they burn
I'm
you?
still waiting
good?
to find that video. You have a video.
I'll
of
have
it
a
somewhere.
box of them upstairs
All right,
in the
let's
closet
go.
somewhere.
All right, I'll take one.
Yeah,
Oh, what the fuck?
DVDs. Yeah,
We should post that on
the
the Whiskey
DVDs. The
Business,
50th.
We
This-
just
we?
got a few
Yeah, a
times.
few times ago. Yeah. No, Paul Anthony. God bless you,
Yeah.
Paulie. Put that all together, and they broke into my house and
That's right.
and filmed
Actually,
stuff.
I do have that.
Do you really?
do?
No, you do not.
Because remember when I put something together for, what was that?
You did something. I know they called upon you for something.
And I put
thought-
it together. I got a DVD and it had that on there, and I did like a little clip thing for. It was during COVID, we were doing like a streaming thing, and I played some of the clips from that.
From that?
Yeah, I played
Why?
you. I don't know. I also played a clip of you doing like Elvis
Oh my God,
on some
yeah.
TV show in Indiana.
what?
Yeah, it was.
No way. I don't remember
Let's.
that.
This isn't the podcast where we remember all the embarrassing bits that I did.
It is now.
But yes, that was my closer when I was Elvis Presley. If Elvis was Lassie,
Yeah, his
Yeah.
hair was like very. He had a mullet basically.
No way.
but it was long.
It looked good.
It was long.
Yeah.
It was long. It was
Yeah,
more
yeah,
Yanni than mullet.
Yeah.
More Yanni, the piano player. You know.
Oh yeah.
Or the guy from Full House that had the
No,
long
he's a
dark
saxophone
hair.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
Yanni's piano.
No.
No, you're talking about Kenny G.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
You're
Yanni
40.
plays the piano.
Yeah.
Isn't Yanni like some sort of singer or something?
No, yeah.
They're all the
Well, there
same.
is a Yanni singer and there's a Yanni the piano,
Piano
player.
player. Okay.
I actually have a Christmas card with Yanni and I that I
yeah.
sent out one year.
No, you did not.
Yeah,
Very similar.
Very similar because we both had the very long hair. anyway, I digress.
That's crazy.
But
I
yes,
love it.
the 50-year roast comedy DVD stands as probably one of the most amazing birthdays.
I'll dig that up.
You gotta dig
I
that up.
don't have to dig. It's up in the closet somewhere. There's a whole box of them.
I wouldn't be able to find it. You may have given me that.
I may have, and I know they're up there somewhere. But yeah, I can't believe because Dan Swartout was on that show, who's been on our podcast many times.
Yeah, swear.
And every year he sends me a text. Can you believe it was 13 years ago, 14 years ago? And then next year it's going to be, can you believe it was 16 years ago that we did your blah, blah, blah.
Oh my god.
He's got a new podcast out too. I saw you were on it.
I was on
What?
Mindstream. Well, that's the what it's.
I don't know. I just saw.
What's
Yeah.
the name of the podcast? What is it?
He the company he's working for does a regular podcast. It was the business podcast.
Oh.
So
Business.
yeah, so actually yeah, and I said, "You want me on your podcast?" And he,
Like a whiskey business?
Yeah.
What not to do?
how not to be a failure?
A cautionary tale with Dino Tripodis.
Hey, that sounds good to me.
It's funny because it's true. No, he wanted to know about some.
What?
Good one. That was a good one. It's your best one yet.
That
He
was
wanted
really
to know.
good. You know why it was the best? Because it was subtle.
It
That's
was
why.
subtle. It was so
It was
subtle.
subtle, yeah.
It was so subtle. He wanted to know about the business of making an independent film. You know how
Yeah.
we raise
Yeah.
the money, et cetera,
Yeah.
et cetera. So the business that business model, which there was a business
Yeah.
model, but you know, it wasn't a success, a high level top fashion model.
That's right.
It was
A theoretical
We
thing.
learned as we went along, but we learned a lot, and I think
Yeah.
that's what the podcast was about.
It's like,
Okay, good.
is she hot? I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. No. It's actually
Maybe not.
it was a very good podcast, and we had a lot of fun doing it. Swarty's a good guy, but yeah. So we'll dig up the DVD. We'll
I like
do
that
it
guy. He's been on this show.
He's great.
many times,
Yeah, I
many
like him.
times.
He's really cool.
Yeah,
I like him.
he's in my will.
Oh, that's awesome. That's very nice of you.
Yeah, he gets all my DVDs.
I feel hurt right now.
Why?
I'm very
Because
hurt.
you're not in the
Okay,
will?
I'm not in the will.
You don't know
Did I
that.
say?
didn't
Did
know
I say
you're
you're
not
not
in
in the
his
will?
I don't know.
Did I say? Did I say? No.
You just have to wait, John, and
I
find
think so.
out.
until I'm 82.
That's right.
And I'm horribly murdered.
And we solve his murder. We gotta solve his murder.
Chip,
man.
we drank all the Noah's
you.
Mill.
Wow.
Yeah.
I'm happy we did.
So
I'm happy
good.
we did.
So good.
Now I can tell you, and Johnny probably was going to hate me for this. This is a $70 fucking bottle of whiskey.
Oh, Johnny!
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday, bro.
Happy
it is
birthday.
now.
It is now.
61.
Yep. So,
$75 with tax.
Thank you. Wow. Thank you.
So thank you for your generosity in the Noah's Mill.
No, I love you guys, and the only reason I do this is because there's no way that I could drink that alone because I have to share it with you.
Well, when I
because
come
love
out to your
you.
house and we go to your special part of the home that's all
Yeah.
sectioned out just for you,
Just for
which
me?
doesn't exist.
It'll be the doghouse.
I'm
The
not
man
co-
cave.
You know what? I'm not coming out till you get a man cave.
That's what you keep saying.
I'm not doing it. I
Damn it.
said it jokingly. Now
you mean it.
Now I mean it. Until you get a chip man cave out there, I want to go in. I want to see the house. I want to admire the house. I'll bring a gift.
Yeah.
I never
Aw, thank you.
I never walk into a new home without a gift of some sort.
You'll be
Some
fed very
bread
well.
and
Bread
salt
with
and
some
salami.
salt.
Yes,
Or whatever.
and you will be
Yeah.
fed some very
Or wine.
ancient meal.
Yeah. Then I'll have a meal from Egyptian times.
Yeah, exactly.
Whatever your wife is cooking. And then I want to go to Chip's Man Cave, which doesn't exist yet. So when Chip's Man Cave
Okay.
is actually in play.
Well, now I'm inspired. So don't you
There
worry.
you go. Something
There
to
you
do
Yes.
in your 60s.
There you
Moving
go.
forward.
Something to look forward to besides
This
death.
podcast could not exist without these three gentlemen right here. Thank you to John Whitney on the video side, Chip Cosell on all sides, and of course Greg Hansberry on the audio side.
There he is.
Until the next bottle, my name is Dino Tripodis. See ya. Happy birthday if one's coming up.